Hello, everyone. It is I, Sam, aka the Free Frog. How are we all doing? Hope we're well. Ah, yes. I just want you to soak this in. Just soak this in. This is as close as damned it as I can get to my YouTube avatar. And this is what we're doing now. Alright. Let's crack on, shall we? So today we are back in Gielinor. Indeed. For the last time on a Tuesday. I know it's Wednesday. I know. Yes. Apologies, I didn't get to stream yesterday. I was super preoccupied, actually. Super preoccupied. Rather unfortunate, but I wasn't going to be able to get home in time. So, yep. I like to push it back to till today. Hello there, Slipknot. Hello, Shady. Hello, Michael. How are we all doing? Hope we're all well. How are your Wednesdays going? Yes, I've pushed it back a little bit today. Ooh, we are getting some lag, aren't we? We're getting quite a bit of lag today. Is that the game or is that me? I think that's the, I think that might be the game. Yep, not dropped any frames. Hello there, Cryptic. Okay, so today, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more light-hearted today. Things are going to be a little bit easier. It's not that there's no combat, there will be some combat, but we are going to be mopping up the Varlamost quests. Indeed. Because I've got a couple that I haven't done. And I think to be honest with you, we're just gonna start with this. Real quick, I'm going to pull up Quest Helper, and then I'm going to configure it so it's giving me the minimum help, just so there's up there on the side. So, let's head over to a bank real quick. There should be one right over here. There it is right there. Michael says, today's been good. Wife didn't have school today, and we took the kiddos to the park. Awesome. My Wednesday's been, it's been a little bit busy, and, you know, I am up a touch late here. Well, compared to usual, but no, apart from that, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Okay, let's see, we put that away. We're going to need an axe. Any axe, and yeah. So, oh, and we should probably grab this as well. So, from what I understand, the easiest way to get to where we're going is using a fairy ring. Now, you might be asking, okay, Sam, you just took that frog mask off and it completely transformed you. Well, as you all know, I do like to use my RuneScape plugins to do quite a lot of things. And one of them is, when I equip a certain item, I can have a plugin that transforms everything I'm wearing. So that's what I've done. This is the frog cosplay. Yep. Okay, we'll run through the South Graveyard here. And as per usual, you know, if you enjoy today's stream, and you know, based on the figures on the last one, you guys really seem to enjoy last stream, which is good. It's fantastic. I enjoyed doing it. But yeah, don't forget to click that like button. Gets it out in the algorithm for everybody to see. If you're brand new here, don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more. Playlist down in the description and on the channel. Now, of course, Platty is also streaming at the same time, and I don't know exactly what it is that she's streaming. She did put it in the title. Let me take a quick look. But obviously, you know, she is a friend. So yeah, it looks to be a little bit more, you know, not real time. What's the term? What's the term? Action adventure kind of thing. Apparently, it's called /GU Last Recode. So yeah, if you want something a little more, you know, it looks to be sort of PS1, PS2 era sort of thing. Yeah, if that kind of thing interests you, make sure that you go and check her out. Show her some love as well, because yes, starting next Tuesday of next week, we will, she and I, be playing Grim Dawn together. Okay. Yes, I forgot exactly when it was that she was due to start. She started, I think, about half an hour ago, 40-ish minutes ago, and yes. So, where do I need to go to talk to? It's over here, near the oasis, where I took today's wonderful screenshot from. Slipknot says, my Wednesday has been slow, but that's good. Michael says, I can agree with that, Slipknot, slow is good. Yeah, honestly, yes, slow is indeed. Provided it's not too slow. Okay, so we need to go talk to Marcellus here. Marcellus looks like one of the swamp benders from Avatar. Hello. You! I bet you're with them. Them? The frogs. What gave it away? Start the riveting tale of a lily pad labour dispute quest. Yes. Frogs? What are you on about? Ah, I see. So you're going to play dumb, are you? Well, I won't fall for your lies. I promise I have no idea what you're on about. If you explain, maybe I can help you? It's those frogs on the other side of the oasis. They're out to get us. All of us. If someone doesn't kill them all, we'll be living our lives as their slaves. I see. How about I head over there and take a look? You want to go near them? Well, then you're a fool. I will watch from a safe distance as they dine on your corpse. Okay then. Well, provided that doesn't happen, I'll be back shortly to let you know what I found. Shady says, I am well, had therapy today and a good session. Excellent, mate, glad to hear it. And Slipknot says I got the opportunity to work out on the bus. So yeah. On the bus? I'll talk to this frog. Oh. Hello there. Hang on, you can talk? Well, of course we can talk, silly. Why wouldn't we be able to? I guess I just never considered it before. We live in a world where giant lizards with wings fly around and expel highly combustible fluids from their throats. But you never considered a frog could talk? Well, when you put it like that. Well, now that we've established our remarkable linguistic capabilities, how about some introductions? I'm Sue, and this is Gary. Over there you have Dave and Jane, and good old Mr. Lonesome over there is Cuthbert. Pleased to meet you. I'm Fecal Matter. Well, Fecal Matter, what can we do for you? Well, there's a guy over there that thinks you're all evil. Evil? We're not evil. We're just on strike. I'm sorry, what? We're on strike. Fair work requires fair treatment, and we've had enough of this nonsense. But what do you do? What are you striking from? Oh, well, I can't really remember. It's been so long that I've gone and totally forgotten. Hey, Gary, why are we on strike? No idea. I've been on strike my whole life, just like my pa and his pa before him. At this point, it's kind of a family tradition. I know it's because of him, though. That monster spends every day mistreating us. If he ever wants to see any work from us, he needs to start showing some basic respect. Too right, Gary, too right. What reason does he have for thinking we're evil, anyway? Well, he's one of them capitalists, isn't he? They see a worker demanding fair rights and they go loopy. Can't have anything getting in the way of their profit margins. Actually, he never mentioned anything about work. He seems to think you're out to overthrow humanity. Overthrow humanity? What a load of nonsense. We love humans. Gary here had one as a pet once. Ah, those were the days. I always loved my Saintia. Such a shame about the accident. It wasn't your fault, Gary. It wasn't your fault. Anyway, if this chap thinks we're plotting to overthrow humanity, what's he planning to do about it? I'm not too sure. He did mention at one point something about killing you all. He wants to what? He wants to kill us. Well, now I think we should overthrow humanity. Well, excuse me. Well, now I think we should overthrow humanity. Wait, no. Yeah, we've been treated like second-class citizens for too long. The revolution starts today. Wait, how about peace? Peace? Interesting. I suppose peace could be fun. There would need to be some assurances, though. Wouldn't want the guy going back on his word. Right, well, how about I go and ask him what conditions he'd be willing to accept? Well, that just sounds swell. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Someone says, lol, loving the accents for the frogs. Well, you know, the old alliance and all that. Talk to Marcellus. The frogs didn't kill you. This is unexpected. Well, I had a chat with them and they're open to engaging in some peace talks. Peace? The hypocrisy! After everything they've done, they think peace is an option? Absolutely not. Okay, but what exactly have they done that means peace isn't an option? Oh, well, you know, they just, yes? Look, I can't remember, but they must have done something. Petamo! I know, my brain! Yes, I'm starting to think that's where the problem lies as well. They must have taken my brain. That's why I can't remember. You tell them I want my brain back. So you'd be willing to negotiate peace in exchange for your brain? Negotiate? I don't negotiate with monsters. I don't think they're monsters. They actually seem somewhat friendly. Well, do they have a leader? I'm not sure. Well, you go tell them that I'll only negotiate with their leader. Every day I find myself further questioning my life choices. Fine, I'll go and talk to them about their leader. Talk to Sue. Hello again. Have you found out what peace conditions the Grumpy Guts has? Sort of. He seems open to the idea of peace talks, but he will only negotiate with your leader. Do you have a leader? Oh, well, not really. Nah, we're more about collective leadership. We did consider starting a union at one point, but Dave messed up the paperwork. Oh, would you be interested in having a leader? A change to our political structure? That's quite the thing to undergo. Yeah, especially in times of war. Still, maybe we need to mix things up. We've been saying for a while now that we've been stagnating. Perhaps this is just the thing we need. There would need to be an election, of course. Do you have a process for that sort of thing? Absolutely. We use a first-past-the-post system where everyone votes based on a candidate's hopping capabilities. Come again? Oh, it's all very simple. The candidates performed their finest hop and everyone else votes on which they thought was best. The one with the most votes wins. I see. Well, I don't, but for the sake of my sanity, let's say I do. Shall we call an election then? Sounds like a wonderful idea. There's just the small matter of Cuthbert. Cuthbert? That's right. You see, while you were gone, we told the others about this whole killing us all business. Now, I must admit, emotions did run a bit high, especially for Cuthbert. Once he learns about the election, he will almost certainly want to put himself forward, and I'm afraid he has little interest in peace. I mean, can you blame the guy? Cuthbert was once the leader of the Frogs for Humanity Society. The guy loved humans, but after what they did to his favourite plant. Some wounds never heal. So you're saying Cuthbert can't win the election? The idea of rigging an election is one that fills my democracy-loving heart with terror, but yes, we will need to do that. It's okay if we're the ones to do it right. Not in the slightest, but I do love the positive attitude. Besides, the alternative is all-out war with humanity, which we very much need to avoid. So how do we ensure Cuthbert can't win the election? The hop-off will see the candidates hop from the shore to a lily pad. Now, if Cuthbert's lily pad had an unfortunate hole in it... Okay, I guess I'm off to sabotage a lily pad? Just be careful of Dave and Jane. They're sticklers for the rules, I'm afraid. You can't let them see you. There's Dave and Jane. Capybara. There's a lily pad, there's a lily pad. Talk to Jane. Hello there. Have you heard about the election? Isn't it thrilling? That is definitely a word that could be used to describe the situation. Anyway, speaking of the election, I need to inspect the lily pads. No can do. We've got them all set up nicely. Can't be letting anyone mess things up now, can we? No, of course not, but don't you think it would be wise for a third party just to give them a quick once-over? Besides, the two of you deserve a break. Well, I really could do with a bit of a rest, not to mention the fact that I'm starving. Still, the lily pads are our duty. It would be wrong of us to let someone else touch them. You said you were hungry. Out of interest, what would you fancy, for when the election is out of the way, of course? Oh, I'd kill for a nice tasty orange. An orange? I didn't know frogs ate oranges. Yeah, most people think we just eat flies. We do, and we love them, but sometimes you find that you've just had enough flies and fancy something more exotic. Where do you get your oranges? They grow on trees around here, like the one right next to us. From time to time an orange will fall off, but the really good ones are the ones at the top. Just a shame we can't reach those ones. Cut down the orange tree. Look! Orange! Yes, this hurts me more than it hurts you. Trust me. Okay, and now we should be able to sabotage a lily pad. You pick up a small stone from the shore and throw it at the lily pad. It leaves a barely noticeable hole in it. Okay, that should be it. Talk to Sue. Hello again. How are things going with that lily pad sabotage? It's all sorted. And just in time as well. The hop-off is about to begin. So, who's Cuthbert's competition? Sue, of course. Don't worry, once I win I'll make sure these peace talks go nice and smoothly. Then, shall we get started? Let's! Welcome, one and all, to what is bound to be a thrilling frog hop-off. The stakes are high for this one, and indeed the future of our entire world may well be at stake. Our first contender for today is Sue. Let's see what she's got. What a corker of a hop! Excellent work. Next up, we have Cuthbert. Well, he's dead. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, totally slipped my mind, but he never learned how to swim. A frog that never learned to swim? Are you serious right now? Afraid so. Cuthbert is now as dead as an old one. With only one contender left standing, I can now announce that Sue is the winner. Well, now that's all sorted. We can get these peace talks underway. I can't believe we killed him. Ah, don't worry yourself. Something like this was bound to happen at some point. That's his fault, really. Imagine never learning to swim. Exactly. So what does our foe want? He thinks you've stolen his brain and would like it back. His brain? But we don't have his brain. Well, is there anything else you can offer him? Oh, not really. There must be something. It's not like we can really do much with frogs. All we do is eat flies along with the odd orange. Okay, well maybe we can still work with that. I'm sure our friend doesn't like flies. Maybe you could deal with the flies around here for him? Sounds like a job for us, though we'd of course need something in return. Which is? Fair pay for fair work, of course. If not, we'll go on strike. We're good at going on strike. And how would you like to be paid? Well, normally I'd say in flies, but it seems we've got that covered. Oranges? Oranges! Perfect! Oh, and orange juice as well. Straight from the tap. From the tap, but orange juice doesn't... Actually, never mind. Let's not complicate things further. I'll take these stems to him and see what he says. Have you found the leader of those frogs? I'm only going to negotiate with the leader. Yes, the frogs have selected a leader and she has sent me with her terms. Well, what are they? The frogs will kill the flies around the oasis and in return they'd like you to pay them in oranges. Flies? But what have the flies done wrong? Well, don't they spread disease and eat your food? Yes, but so did my brother, and I never wanted him dead. What else have the flies been doing? I don't know, you seem convinced the frogs were out to get you before, maybe the flies are as well. The flies are out to get me? Is it really true? You know what? Sure. The flies want you dead and they plan to do it tonight. The monsters! So are you willing to make this deal with the frogs? Not yet. First I must see proof of this horrific betrayal by the flies. Find this proof for me and I will agree to the deal. Maybe my whole life is just one big nightmare. Fine. I'll find this proof. Yeah, last stream I was killing a frozen troll overlord, and today I am searching for a man's brain. Talk to Sue. Hello. How go the peace talks? He's open to the proposals, but he wants proof that the flies are against him. He doesn't half complain, does he? Maybe it would have just been easier to kill him. How about you steal a prized possession of his and plant it on the flies? Oh good, now we're adding theft to today's crimes. Well, it could be worse. It could be murder. We already committed murder. Nah, that wasn't murder. Manslaughter at best. Or would that be frog slaughter? It had to be done. Now, why don't you go and find something to steal? Fine. I'm going to code to input in here. Trying to think. I wonder. Okay, so it can't be orange. Talk to Marcellus Capybara. Oh, 'tis a fine day to be sure. Were you wanting me to store your tools? Or maybe you'll be wanting your stuff back from me? No indication there. Can't seem to do orange. Tree patch, no. Aha. My dearest Nelia, as I gaze into the night sky, the stars shine like diamonds, reminding me of your radiant beauty. Over the years, my love for you has only grown. It matures like a fine cheese, developing a scent that is truly unforgettable. I pray to Varlamost that we will soon be united, and I also pray that this letter is not mysteriously lost, like the last 28 I sent. Forever yours, Marcellus. Nelia. What up? You unlock the chest and find a plushie inside. Oh. And of course it's a gnome child. And plant the evidence. You place the plushie right in the middle of the dung. You, prepare to face shore. Prepare to face the Lord of Dread. They actually give you a boss health bar and everything. Oh, poor Cuthbert. Talk to Marcellus. You're back. Do you have the proof? I think I do. You see the big pile of dung the flies are gathered around? I'm sure I saw something belonging to you in it. It cannot be. Wait here. I must check it once. That bonk, indeed. Marcellus goes to check on the dung. I see my worst fears have come to pass. This is a dark day not just for me, but for all of humanity. Return to the frogs. Tell them we have a deal. Poor old Cuthbert. He didn't even do anything, he was just a bit strange, that's all. Talk to Sid. Hello! I have good news, the terms have been accepted. Wonderful! Peace at last! Oh, and it turns out Cuthbert was still alive after all. Cuthbert's alive? Amazing! No, he's now properly dead. Oh. War always has casualties. We will excuse me. We will forever remember Cuthbert's sacrifice. Well said. Today will be remembered. Today will be a day remembered by all of Frogkind, and much of it is thanks to you, Ficomata. Thanks, I only wish I had the ability to scrub the memories of all of this from my brain, but as I can't, I guess I now have to carry them forever. Have you tried soap and water? Oddly enough, no. Oh, don't be so negative. You've done a good thing, Ficomata. Now, go. Go with the blessing of the frogs, and know that you, really, are a true hero. Oh, what am I doing with my life, man? 1 quest point, access to a new hardwood farming patch where I can grow teak and mahogany trees if I have the correct seeds, and 2,000 woodcutting experience. Oh, that was delightful, wasn't it just? Okay. Okay, so not that one. Ethically acquired antiquities. Let's go do this one next, shall we? All right. Hopefully the next quest is a little more serious. Okay. Where do I need to go to start this? Okay, just up here. To the museum. Beware that the diadem normally displayed here was recently stolen. The Grand Museum is willing to pay a high price for information that leads to its return. A high price? I guess I am somewhat of an expert on finding things in museums. Start the quest. Maybe I should talk to the curator to find out some more. Hello. Nilsal Tiu Iknami. Welcome to the Grand Museum. I hope your visit is a pleasant one. If you have any questions about Varlamost, I am happy to help. Could you tell me more about that empty display? Ah, yes. Shurna's diadem. Quite a shame, isn't it? Do you know anything about it? I'm afraid not, but maybe I can help find it. I've managed to return stolen property to museums in the past. That would certainly be most appreciated. The local guards said they'd investigate for us, but it's not proven to be a fast process so far. I was starting to consider trying to find it myself, but I'm no detective. It doesn't seem to me like anything else is even out of place. Perhaps you'll have better luck, though. Maybe you could have a look around for any sort of clues and see if you can find anything wrong. I'll do that. Hopefully I can find something. Thank you, Ignami. Some specialist tools have been left on the ground. Presumably they were used for no good. On closer inspection, the glass does appear to have been tampered with. It looks like the work of an expert. I don't think I'm going to find much more just lying around. Maybe I should try asking if anyone nearby saw anything. We can do that. Go to this academic. Hello there. Nizal, can I help you? I was wondering if you'd seen anything unusual around the museum lately. No, I don't think so. That's a shame. Well, thanks for your help. You there. Hello there. Nilsal, can I help you? I was wondering if you'd seen anything unusual around the museum lately? What sort of unusual? I'm looking into the missing diadem display. Oh, sorry, but I don't think I can be much help. Well, thanks anyway. We need a tourist now. Up towards the tourist. Hello there. Hi, can I help you? I was wondering if you'd seen anything unusual around the museum lately. Now you mention it, I did see somebody skulking around here recently. I thought they looked a little shifty at the time. You did? Do you know where they went? They left through the front door and turned right towards where they had those big birds. That'll be the Quetzals. Thanks. Quetzals? You learn something new every day. Okay. Go and talk to the Quetzal manager. Mr. Regulus. Nilsal, adventurer. Do you wish to return to Varrock? Have you seen anybody suspicious around? What kind of suspicious? Maybe someone carrying something out of the museum, perhaps. Well, let's see. Come to think of it, there was this one person carrying some sort of case. He came along and asked if he could have a go with my bird. He asked if he could have a go with your bird? Yes, I thought it was quite strange. I told him no, and he made his way east towards the Koton. So to the Koton. Okay. Guess I'll go and see if I can find some more leads there. Thanks for the help. Safe travels, Ignami. Head down to the docks. Talk to the trader people. Can I help you? Have you seen a man with a case? Why do you want to know? Well, I'm looking for something, and I think he might have it. I don't think people would really like us talking about their travels. Although we could use a hand. Think you could do us a small favor? As long as it is just the one favor. We've been meaning to get our old sails stitched up, but haven't had a chance to get away and have it done. Hard to believe that Trader Stan had these clothes enchanted to restitch themselves so we can't ruin them, but the sails were too much to ask for. Some people's priorities, huh? I suppose I can help with that. Perfect. There's a crafting store just down the road. They should be able to fix them up. The trader hands you some old tattered sails. Okay, now I think it's off to the south is the crafting store. So let's do that. Potter on down there. Zoom in a little bit. Yep, right here, look. Talk to Artima. Nilsal, here to do some crafting. I got some supplies that might help with you if so. I was hoping for some help, actually. What sort of help? I've got these sails that need fixing up for the charter ship in the Koton. The crew thought you could help? Oh, in that case I'll help you out, just so long as you can do me a small favor. Go on then. All I ask is that you tell the charter crew that Artemis says thanks for the latest shipment they brought in. Oh, what a relief. I will be sure to pass on the message when I get back there. Perfect. Now hand those sails over. Here you go. Let's see. Thread that through there, grab some of that, and pull that through, tie off the end there, and there we have it. They might not look the prettiest, but they'll certainly be sturdy enough for the job at least. Artima has repaired the sails for you. Thanks. Take care now, Ignami, and come by the shop whenever you need any crafting bits and bobs. Oh, she sells a bolt mold. I think I've already got one. Okie dokie. Go and talk to the trader crew member again. Can I help you? So, about the man with the case. Oh, yeah. You're meant to be getting our sails fixed up, right? Here they are. You hand the nearly fixed sails over to the trader. Oh, and Artemis said thanks for the latest shipment. That's great. Always nice to hear from a happy customer. Anyway, The man with the case. Grey-haired fella, right? Yeah, he came by, asked if he could have a go with our boat. Told him that's not really how this works. And then what? Where did he go? Well, we explained how it does work, and then he asked us to take him to Port Sarim. Port Sarim? I see, thanks. I don't have any money on me. Okay. Real quick. We'll run and grab some cash. Actually, screw that. We have teleports. Right, go and talk to Mr. Stan. Talk to Trader Stan. Can I help you? Have you seen a grey-haired man with a case? Yeah, I know the one. Came all the way from Fortis, right? That's right. Do you know where he went? Wandered up north, I think. Said something about trying to get a hold of some runes. I see. Thanks for the help. Oh, this is going to be one of the Niles Miles Files Giles brotherhood, isn't it? Sea shanty sea shanty sea shanty Ooh. That's kind of fun. Michael Clark says, recommendations on what to do with all my cut gems. Turn them into necklaces and rings I can enchant for teleports once I get members. Yes. So, 2 seconds. Let me think about this just real quick. So, your sapphires, I would do an even split, if you can, between rings and necklaces. Well, no. Actually, no. If you say you've got 100 sapphires, do 25 rings and then do the rest necklaces. The simple reason being of rings of recoil, because you're probably not going to have a good ring for a while. Rings of recoil will reflect damage based on the damage that you take. Very, very useful for dealing with certain bosses and certain quest bosses for that matter too. Obviously, the sapphire necklaces can be enchanted into games necklaces. Very, very useful, right? Very, very useful. You might also keep a handful of sapphires around just in case you want to make some bracelets of clay, in case you need soft clay to make teleport tablets with. Emeralds are mostly... They're mostly going to be used for rings of dueling. I would say keep 10 to 20 in case you need to make something like a Flamtier. I think it's the Flamtier bracelet is the emerald bracelet. Well, it might be. No, that's Castle Wars bracelet, isn't it? I think. Yeah, you keep a hold of some of each gem just in case, as you know, relatively obvious. When it comes to ruby necklaces, you're not going to be able to enchant those immediately. You'll need to discover a dig-site pendant at the Varrock Museum before you can start enchanting ruby necklaces. However, rings of forging, if your smithing level is still relatively low to the point where you can't get loads of amounts. Actually, no, rings of forging aren't worth a damn. No, scrap that idea. No. So yeah, just dig-site pendants. And so ruby necklaces, and maybe keep a couple of rubies aside to for making an amulet of strength if you don't already have one. Diamonds are a bit harder to say because every diamond item is useful. I would say diamond necklaces not so much because those make phoenix necklaces. If you've got 5 phoenix necklaces, you've got plenty of phoenix necklaces. Rings of Life, no more than 10. You're not really going to burn through more than 10, reasonably speaking. Unless you're doing, bossing, but by that point, gems will become easy for you. Abyssal bracelets are very, very, very useful. Less useful now than they used to be, because now we've got obviously the Guardians of the Rift minigame, and obviously amulets of power. They have their uses. But yeah, they can all be sold. But that's quite a high crafting level to make those. So yeah. Hello there, Big Dave 1066. How are you doing, sir? How is your Wednesday going? So yeah, to keep a long story short, Michael. Sapphire rings, sapphire necklaces. Keep some sapphires for maybe sapphire bracelets, for bracelets of clay later. Predominantly emerald rings, maybe a few emerald necklaces to make necklaces of binding. Almost all of your rubies can go straight into ruby necklaces. Mm-hmm. Right, I'm going to talk to Betty. Hello again, what can I do for you? Have you seen a grey-haired man with a case? Oh, the one with the monocle. Yes, he did come in. Let me guess, he asked if he could have a go with your runes. What? What does that even mean? No, he came in looking to buy some runes, but he didn't really know what he was looking for. Where did he go? I don't know. I took a look at my stock, but didn't see what he wanted. He then left. Have you got any ideas what runes he was looking for? I did take some notes. It was driving me crazy trying to make sense of it. Could I take a look? Be my guest. Good luck making sense of them. Betty hands you the notes she'd taken about the strange rune order. 1 that lets me travel but not fight. 3 that I needed to grab but not weaken. 1 that doesn't make fruit but instead makes gold. One that lets me travel but not fight, so that's a lot rune. 3 that I needed to grab but not weaken. So weaken, where's weaken? Weaken. Grab but not weaken. Well, telegrab uses laws and airs, so none of the above. Alright. 1 that doesn't make fruit but instead makes gold. Okay, so that's alchemy runes but not bones to bananas or bones to peaches. Bones to bananas is nature. Water and earth, and I think peaches is the same, right? Peaches. 57, I think it is. Does it not show when it's not unlocked? Oh no, 60. Okay, so it's just the same. Well, that's a fire rune then, right? So it would be law rune, 3 air runes, and a fire. Okay, that's Varrock teleport. No, Varrock teleport. Not Grand Exchange teleport. Let's see. Shady. Michael says perfect. Thanks. No worries. All good. Shady says recommendations on what to do with all my in real life money. I'll get back to you on that shortly. Big Dave 1066 says great. I just checked that flathead VA I got, and it's not stuck and rotate. Oh, nice. Have you had the head off it? Michael Clark says changes babies and stretching before this little man completely destroys my back. I'll be right back. Okay, all good, man. What should you do with all of your real life monies there, Shady? Well, depending on how much you've got, it might be worth having a little bit of a chat with somebody who works in broking. And I'm not saying invest all of your money in, trading stocks and shares and all that kind of thing. But if you have a head for numbers and looking at graphs and understanding what's going on, any spare change that you got kicking about, you could always throw that into day trading. There's not, millions of bucks to be made, and obviously never, ever, 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 ever put money in that you cannot afford to be without, because it is, to all intents and purposes, gambling. But yeah, that's something that you could do. I do it myself. Again, more just to see what I can do with, what I can end up with at the end of the month by putting like $20 in, starting at $20 and moving from there. It's Funnily enough, I started, because I used to do a lot of merching in RuneScape back in the day, and I kind of translated that knowledge and the ability to like draw my own graphs and all that kind of thing, to kind of look at prices going up and down and all that kind of thing, into just, yeah, doing the same thing with real money. Again, I'm not saying that you should be gambling and all that kind of thing, and obviously do it very, very responsibly, but it's an option. I would talk to somebody who is far more experienced in that than I am. Yeah, it is an option. Shady says, ha! My dad says it isn't gambling, but I say it is. I feel so vindicated. Dude, it's absolutely gambling. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's educated gambling, right? It's not like just throwing money into a pot and then there's like a, just a chance that it will turn into more money or disappear entirely. It's not like that kind of gamble. It's, there's more to it than that. But no. Is it still a gamble? Yeah. You can read the market as well as anybody else. You can have a full-on education in economics and, 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you'll be right. But you've only got to lose all your money once. You know what I mean? It's absolutely gambling. Educated gambling, yes, but gambling nevertheless. And it's possible to become addicted to it. It is absolutely possible to become addicted to it. I know people that have traded and traded and traded until they've lost absolutely everything. I mean, like the cryptocurrency, the crypto bros, right? They are so... one of the reasons why they're on social media and are being so annoying on there is because they've got so much money tied up in crypto that if people stop trading it, it basically becomes worthless. If nobody's buying, nobody can sell, at which point it's literally just numbers on a screen. It has no intrinsic value to it. Unlike something like stocks, whereby, they can become borderline worthless, they can, but they can always recover from being borderline worthless. Once the moment that someone stops trading crypto, that's, the moment that crypto stops being traded, or the next cryptocurrency comes out, it's just, it's a game of numbers. You may as well be talking about RuneScape Gold. In fact, some people do treat RuneScape Gold like a cryptocurrency, which I should stress you absolutely shouldn't. They are not the same thing. Also, all gold in this game is technically the intellectual property of Jargex Limited, and you can be banned from the game, even sued for selling it. So, long story short, just don't. Talk to Curator Haig Halen. Welcome to the Museum of Varrock. I'm looking for Shurna's diadem. Shurna's diadem? How did you come to hear about that? It's not something you hear of much around these parts. Well, it's missing from the Grand Museum in Fortis. I was hoping to try and find it. What awful news! I'm not sure I can help you with that, though. Okay, if you say so. Yes. You're a thief, ain't you? Got the storeroom key. This room's new. Okay, so this must be where the store. This must be the storeroom. By the way, I wasn't suggesting that you can't make money on crypto. People absolutely do all of the time. I'm not saying that it's like I'm not saying it's like fake money, as it were. It's not. It can absolutely be used as money. Anything that people think is money is money. That enough people think is money, right? That's just the very nature of money. So don't take me as as a sort of like especially anti-crypto, provided it is true crypto and not just fake or scam crypto or what have you. I'm not a crypto person myself. I don't trade in it. It seems too easily exploitable to me, and it relies too much on other people being invested, compared to something like, I don't know, oil or gold or precious metals or steel or shares of a company, that sort of thing. the value of all of those things is, generally speaking, a lot easier to calculate kind of on the fly and even in your own head than compared to something like crypto. So I would say, yeah, if you're just looking for something to put a little bit of your spare change into and see what happens, yeah, stocks. You will probably not make an awful lot of money. You will probably even lose money. But yeah, it's there. It's there. And if you always treat it like a game and you never put more money into it than you know, then you can afford to lose. Yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. You search through the crate and find Shurna's diadem, along with various other artifacts that don't seem to belong here. Well, what do we have here? I wonder what our local curator has to say about this. Dear me. Talk to Curator Halen. Welcome to the Museum of Varrock. I found Shurna's diadem. Ah. So you found the diadem. That's wonderful news. I'm sure that the Grand Museum will be thrilled to hear about it. Do you know where I found it? No, why would I? Be honest with me, Curator. I don't know what you're talking about. You can't just steal artifacts and claim them as your own for the museum. Steal? I would never. You need to get your facts straight. Other museums will never trust you again. They'd understand my actions. I'm just trying to preserve history. Stealing is stealing. Oh, hold on, we got some options here. Look me in the eye and tell me you did the right thing. I did the right... Stop staring at me like that. What if I came into your house and stole your stuff? Then you'd be a thief. This is nothing like that. Varlamost might never let you and your colleagues visit again. I've done Varlamost great service. They just don't know it yet. You ought to be ashamed. For what? I'm only doing my job. Do your colleagues know what you've done? What do they think? I haven't had time to inform them yet, but I will. I just have to get my story straight. You're not above the law. You stole this stuff. It's more complicated than that. I thought archaeology was cool. I didn't realize it was thieving. Archaeology is cool. This was just an exceptional circumstance. How do you explain the other stolen artifacts you have in storage? I didn't steal them. The museum simply borrowed them for further study. You're hoarding artifacts, but you should be sharing them. We don't have enough room to show everything in our collections. If only we had the funding. You betrayed the trust of Varlamost. It's not my fault they couldn't look after their own history. Better that I took it than some thief. A real historian would never steal. Believe me, real historians have done far worse. Do you even have room to display this artifact? No, but our duties go well beyond putting artifacts on display for adventurers of Gorkat. I guess you were just in it for the glory, were you? That's not true. I mean, I'm better than this. I mean... Oh, I'm all mixed up. You can't just keep claiming these stolen goods as your own. I didn't steal anything. These are ethically acquired antiquities. What do you mean? How did you come into possession of Shurna's diadem? I've heard all about your travels back here with it. Well... Naturally, as soon as Varlamost opened, I was keen to visit their Grand Museum. There was a big event over at the Colosseum, so it was nice and quiet. Perfect for taking in everything the museum had to offer. All of a sudden, I had a strange noise coming from behind me. It was a thief. He'd stolen Shurna's diadem. I had to act quick. I call upon my skills from my time in the Varrock Guard, and I showed him what for. He went down easily, but I was left with a conundrum. What to do with the diadem? This was a priceless artifact, but it was at risk. I knew it had to be protected, and there was nowhere better than in Varrock. Shady says, thanks for the solid advice. I appreciate it, but I was just kind of joking around. No, I appreciate that. But it's an excellent point and something to talk about. Now I don't know what to do. You can't just be taking these things as your own. I promise, I only wanted to keep it safe. I guess I panicked. I'll do you a deal. You arrange for the safe delivery of the diadem back to the Grand Museum. I'll let them know it's taken care of without mentioning your name. Okay, I'll have it sent back at once. Thank you. I'll head over there and let them know. Bloop. Seriously. Do 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 do. Bo 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 bo. Hello. Liueþ, you Ignami. Welcome back to the Grand Museum. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. About that empty display. How are you getting on with your investigation? Well, it turned out to be quite the saga, but I found Shauna's diadem. And it's back on its way here, as we speak. It is? That's great news. Where did you find it? It was a little far away, but we'll save that story for another day. Well, what matters is that you found it. Now I guess you'll be expecting that reward the display mentioned, hmm? Here you go. 6,000. Thieving experience, 5k cash, and a quest point. Whew. Okay. Back to the quest list. I think this one's... Yeah, we did this one first. Okay. What? I'm going to need to do a little bit of prep here. Not major prep. Just a little bit. Onto the bank. And I'm going to grab some combat gear. What do we fancy using today? Been a while since we've worn our proper armor, so let's do that, shall we? Do that. Take that out, and ooh, what weapon? Let's go classic. Let's take the dragon scimitar. Where is it? Yeah. We can put the axe away, I think. Couple of those, a little bit of food. Let's see, probably 10. Do I have any energy potions left? I do not. Make some energy pots, shall we? And where are my... 3, there we go. Oop. Let's run the keyboard around a bit, why not? If you're just joining us, hello! Hope you're having a fantastic hunt day. If you're enjoying this, or you do come to enjoy this this stream here, or if you're listening in the future, and you're watching the playback, don't forget to click that like button. Lets me know that you're enjoying yourself, and gets it back out there in the algorithm for other people to see that may have missed it. Greatly appreciated if you do. And of course, if you're brand new here, you can also subscribe if you want to see the next time I go live with some RuneScape content. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Notifications are optional, obviously, but if they're turned on, then you can get a notification on any connected devices or your browser if you have them enabled to let you know when it is that I am live. So yes. And also when I put out a community post as well, like yesterday evening when I put out a community post letting everybody know that it was going to be pushed back to tonight instead. Right. I think that's everything we need. Probably don't need much more than that. Oh, we can go into story here as well, can't we? So destroy. Yes. I'm going to need my We'll keep our Drayman staff on us just in case, and I'll also grab the whistle. Oh, it's already on me. Derp. Look at your own indent, Sam. That would be helpful. Alright. Let's head back to Civitas Illifortis. Alright. So, where do we need to go to start this again? Meet and greet. Son. Oh, they're random for me. Yes, it is. Mr. Niles. That is a helmet. Give me a kebab. That's actually not a bad thing to get, considering I've got some combat to do here today. Right, yeah, so, where was this again? Meet and greet. Emilio at his home in Outer Fortis. He's off to the southeast. Michael says, I'm back, but little man has claimed one of my arms. Non-dominant one-handed typing is hard, lol. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Oh, I've got the map the wrong way around. Pay attention, Sam. I'm gonna end up drinking all my energy potions before we even start the quest at this rate. Oh, I did actually want to mention something. It's a setting that they added not long back. Where are we? I think it's under gameplay. Ah, yeah. Energy threshold to re-enable running. You can set this to a number. For example, if I set it to 1, or actually if I set it to 40. Right. So you'll notice that I'm currently walking. If I drink an energy pot... Oh, hold on, if I exhaust my run energy first, what will basically happen is when my run energy is depleted, it will keep ticking back up to 40% of my run energy, maximum run energy, and once it hits 40%, run will be turned back on. So basically, if you're about to enter a boss fight where you know that you're going to have to do a lot of running around, what you can do is you can set that number to 1, and then the moment that you've got run energy, your character will begin running again. It's not guaranteed to save your life in that situation, but it might be the difference between you getting caught out by some mechanics and you managing to survive. So yes. 20%, see, still walking. And run is re-enabled. Kinda nifty. Shady says I'm gonna split for some dinner. Alright, man. Bon appetit. I've walked right past it. There it is. Emilio. Emilio. Hello. Can I help you? I don't know, can you? Hang on. You're one of them Easterners, aren't you? Well, I suppose I am. Guardi, I'm Emilio. And you might be the person I need to help me out with an exciting new business venture. Meet and greet? What business venture? Well, as an Easterner, I've no doubt you know you're all too familiar with the wonder that is the cabbit. Cabbit? What's a cabbit? You don't know? But how could you not know? My life was changed forever when I tried one. Believe it or not, I used to be keen on opening the kingdom to outsiders. In fact, I even spent some time as part of the Varlamost movement. But then, I tried a cabbit, and it changed everything. If that's the kind of food you Easterners can make, then as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome here any day of the week. Okay, but what's a cabbit? A cabbit, the amazing blend of meat, spices, and salad all wrapped in bread. Genius. Oh, you mean a kebab? Yes, kebab. Brilliant. Just want to point that out. It's like fate. But what do kebabs have to do with this business venture? Well, quite simply, I wish to bring the kebab to Varlamost. Everyone here deserves a chance to taste their brilliance. So you're opening a kebab shop? Exactly. I see. So what is it you need help with?
My hope is to blend ingredients from the east with ones from right here in Varlamost. The end result will be a mighty kebab, just like you Easterners make, but with a Varlamorian twist. Problem is, some of the ingredients I've ordered haven't arrived yet. Would you be able to go and see what the delay is? Which ingredients haven't arrived? We're still missing the Caridian spices I ordered in. The spice merchant in the bazaar was sorting that out for me. We don't have the buffalo meat either. That was coming from Alba at the Ortus farm. Okay, I guess I can go and see where they've got to. Guani, I look forward to your return.
Okay, so, so the bazaar, that's right in the middle of Fortis. Right here. Michael Clark says you can also control click to run even if it's toggled off currently. Yes, indeed you can. There's even an option. I believe it's present in HDOS, but it's certainly present in RuneLight, so that if your run is already turned on and you hold down Control and then you left click, you will walk instead. And if you release Control and click, you'll begin running again. Basically, it just inverts walking and running. Okay, so the spice merchant is here.
A little bit of spice makes everything taste nice. Come and get it here.
I'm here about a missing delivery.
Ah, I'm betting Emilio sent you, right?
That's right.
Well, the good news is that his spice has arrived this morning. The bad news is that I can't get the box open.
Can't get the box open? How come?
Well, this is the first time I've ever needed to order in spices from the east, so I needed to find a reputable supplier. I ended up going with a guy called Ali Morrisane, who seemed like he knew his stuff. Thing is, he's gone and locked the box to make sure the goods can't be stolen, but hasn't told me how to unlock it again.
Here, let me take a look.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Guani, you did it. I'll have these sent over to Emilio right away. Thanks for the help.
Don't mention it. Basically, click the darkest button first and move your way towards the lightest button. I believe the impression that you're supposed to take away from that is that they've been worn down by being pressed. Wanted to grab that house key for something to do later. Talk to Alba in the farmhouse west of Civitas Illa Fortis. That's where we're off to next. Oh, okay, it is the one all the way over there. So, not too far away from the herb patches over here. Just to the north of here, I think. This door. Yep, there's Alba. Oops.
New Sal, Iknami. What can I do for you today?
I'm guessing you must be Alba. Emilio sent me to check upon his meat order.
Ah yes, apologies, Iknami, but we've been dealing with a bit of a wolf problem recently and it's delayed some of our orders.
A wolf problem? Maybe I could help with that.
Well, we'd never say no to some extra help, and it would mean we'd be able to get working on Emilio's order faster.
Sounds like we have a deal then. What do you need me to do?
The wolves have a den directly west of here. Most of them don't cause too much of a problem, but there's a big one that we've been struggling with.
Okay, I'll head over there and deal with this wolf.
Thank you, Iknami.
This mighty buffalo. Oh, they've got alpacas. And gerboise? Ah, that's what this dwarf stands for. Okay, I've been past this a few times. Gonna enter this wolf den. Okay, summons and friends. Interesting. That can hit through prayer. Interesting. Oh no, it's ranging me. Cool. Head back over to Albert. Is a baby alpaca really called a cria? Interesting, didn't know that. Okay, Miss Alba.
Nisaliknami, any luck with that wolf?
Yeah, it's been dealt with.
Gwani, thank you so much for the help, Iknami. While you were gone, I was able to get Emilio's order finished. It's on the way to him now.
Perfect. Thank you for sorting that.
Not a problem. Until next time, Iknami.
It's Doggo. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Popper. Okay, so now, presumably, go back and talk to Emilio. Would it be faster to teleport? Yeah, just about. Okay, we'll drink our energy potions here. All right. Talk to Mr. Emilio.
Lizal, friend. Thanks to your good work out there, all the ingredients have now arrived. Now we move on to the critical steps, the recipe. Outside, I have gathered the finest group of connoisseurs who will assist us in finding the perfect ratio of ingredients to achieve the ultimate kebab.
Where do these connoisseurs come from?
Oh, I just went into the local pub and promised a free drink to anyone who would help.
I see. Are you sure they're going to give us the most reliable opinions?
Well, of course. People like them are going to be our top customers. Imagine, you've been out late at your local establishment and before heading home, you find yourself in need of the perfect late-night meal. That is where we come in.
If you're sure.
Absolutely. Now, before we get our recipe sorted, I've allowed our friends outside to try the ingredients individually. They'll have already formed some opinions on how much of each is right. Head on out there and have a chat with them to see if you can work out the perfect ratio of meat, salad, spice, and sauce.
I'll get right on it.
Quietly.
Right, so to Vincent's. Hello there, I was wondering if you had any thoughts on ingredient ratios for these kebabs.
The sauce is essential. You want there to be as much sauce as there is spice and salad combined.
Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to take a couple of notes here. So, sauce equals salad plus spice. Talk to Lucas. Hello there, I was wondering if you had any thoughts upon the ingredient ratios for these kebabs. Well, the main thing is to make sure you're not putting too much salad in. You want there to be twice as much meat as there is salad. Okay. So meat equals 2 times salad. Okay, thanks. Talk to Renata. Hello there, I was wondering if you had any thoughts on ingredient ratios for these kebabs.
Don't overdo the spice. You want to make sure there's less spice than there is salad.
So spice is less than salad. Okay, thanks. So that's 3 people. Is there a 4th person? Or just those 3? Just quickly check around. Okay, so less spice than salad. Meat needs to be twice as much salad, and sauce should be salad plus spice. Okay. So those are the notes that I'm making. Talk to Amelia.
Nizal, friend. Have you worked out the ingredient ratios yet?
I think so.
Guani, I've currently got 1 portion each of meat, salad, spice, and sauce. But I reckon we can fit in up to 4 portions of each.
What are we going for? Okay. So there needs to be, going back over my notes here, sauce needs to be twice as equals salad plus spice. So I think we need to have probably 4 portions of meat. 4 portions of meat. There needs to be 2 salad. There needs to be 3 sauce. And 1 spice. 1.
That's what we have already. Maybe we change something else.
I think that's perfect. 4231 or 4213.
Guani, that gives us 4 portions of meat, 2 portions of salad, 1 portion of spice, and 3 portions of sauce.
I'm definitely happy with that. Just going over my notes again. Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Sounds good to me. Well, in that case, why don't you take this kebab to one of our connoisseurs outside and see what they reckon?
Emilio gives you a kebab. Okay. I'm going to give it to Renata. What do you make of this?
This is brilliant. Amazing stuff.
Fantastic. I'll let Emilio know right away. Okay, Mr. Emilio.
Have you seen what our connoisseurs reckon of that kebab?
They loved it.
Excellent.
So, are we all ready to start selling now?
Not quite, Ignami. There is one final thing we must do. We now know we have a winning recipe, but we need the rest of Varlamost to know as well.
How do we do that?
One word, Ignami. Marketing. And I know just the place to do it. You must visit Lelia at the Colosseum at once. Take her a sample of our fine kebabs, and she will beg us to let her help sell them to the people of Varlamost.
Emilio gives you some kebabs. Head on up to the Colosseum. Take a mouthful of coffee here. Oh. Quick reminder, you know. A bunch of people do come and hang out in chat while it's live. They do, and it's great to have them all here. Say hi, guys. You'll show up in the playback. But if you are listening in the future and you didn't get a chance to take part in chat, no worries. If you've got something important to say or a question that needs answering, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. I get notifications when they come through. And if it is a question or a concern, a query about this game or any of the games that I have played or will be playing in the future, yeah, I'll get back to you when it is next most convenient for me to reply. Okay, so Lelia. That's Gloria. That's Minimus. That's the Gladiatorii. Presumably over here. Gladiator. There she is, Lelia.
You need something?
Are you Lelia? Emilio sent me to speak to you.
Looking to market another one of his business ideas, is he? It will cost him double this time. We still haven't cleaned up the mess made by the last great idea.
Is this a common occurrence?
Emilio having ideas or said ideas not being very good? Yes to both, I suppose.
He seems very confident about this one.
All right, let's hear it then.
He wants to bring a new type of food in to Varlamost. Kebabs. We have them over in the east. Here, he sent one for you to try. Lelia eats the kebab.
I must admit I'm somewhat impressed. Emilio might finally be on to something here.
So you'll help?
Yes, and it's your lucky day. We have an advertising spot open before the next contest. The last promoter had to pull out suddenly.
Excellent. So how does this work exactly?
Nice and simple, really. Before the contest starts, we run a couple of adverts for local businesses. You get a few minutes to promote your product however you feel suitable. In some cases, we allow promoters to make use of the Colosseum creatures as part of their advert, provided they deem it suitable.
And would our kebabs be considered suitable?
Well, I suppose they did impress me, and we do have a young Minotaur spare. And we do have a young Minotaur spare from the promoter who had to pull out. Very well, you can make use of him.
Great, so what do I have to do with this Minotaur?
You want to convince people to buy these kebabs, right? I'd suggest you head on in, take a bite out of one, and then give the Minotaur a good kick. He'll pretend to go down in one. The audience will love it.
Will the Minotaur be okay with that?
Why wouldn't he be?
I guess I don't really know much about Minotaurs.
If the crowd is happy, he'll be happy. Now, are you ready?
What, right now?
Yep, the next contest starts soon and we don't have another slot for weeks.
I think so.
Right, get to it then.
Welcome, one and all, to the Fortis Colosseum. We have a thrilling event lined up for you today, but first we have something new to show you. Introducing the kebab. This delicacy comes straight from the east and is just the thing to give you the strength you need after a hard day of work. Indeed, observe the strength provided by a single bite of one. Munch. Human. Eat. Friend. What? No, it's a kebab. The meat is buffalo, I think? Kebab is... Minotaur? No, it's buffalo. Human. Eat. Minotaur. Human. Die. Oh, boy. He's not best pleased, is he? Okay, when he says moo, I'm going to switch to protect from magic. To dodge his magic attack. Other than that, we keep prop melee up. And top up our prayer if need be. Simple mechanics. Not quite sure if this boy's got hands, but he certainly appears to, you know? Didn't even eat a piece of food. There we go.
You put on a good performance in there. The crowd seemed very impressed.
What about the Minotaur?
What about it? It got out of control and you killed it. Saves the Beastmaster a job.
But it could have killed me. You said it would be safe.
You survived, didn't you? I don't see the problem.
But...
Now, I need you to get things ready for the next slot. Why don't you go and tell Emilio about the good impression his kebabs made?
Fine. Yeah, that could have been nasty if I, didn't have Questel prop to the side here to tell me when I'm about to get into a fight. But yes. I know it's not exactly as thrilling as a lot of the boss fights I've been doing lately, but it's still... It's rather unusual to see a level 193 boss in a I think this is supposed to be a medium difficulty quest. Maybe experienced? Let's see, meet and greet. Where are we? Read journal. Okay, no, it's not going to tell me. Actually, no. Ah, here we go. Oh, it's experienced. Okay. Talk to Emilio. And his door's closed. Talk to Emilio.
Yes, friend. Given that I've already served our first customers, I take it your trip to the Colosseum was a success. Well, I did run into a slight complication, but apart from that, it went very well. You have done a great service to Varlamost, friend. Thanks to you, all here will be able to indulge in the joy that is kebabs. As thanks, I will offer you a special price for any kebabs you buy. Do I not get to share in any of the profits, given I helped set it all up? Sorry, friend, but I must prepare some more kebabs for our next customers. Until next time. Right. A quest point, some cooking, 8,000 cooking XP and access to Emilio's kebab shop. We're at 287 quest points total now. Let's see, what's the, What's the difference then, I wonder? Buying one of them. We don't currently have any information on how much health they restore, but that's not a problem. Okay, so then finally today, or in terms of quests, let's have a look at the journal here. So Death on the Isle, which is of course a reference to, I believe it's Agatha Christie's book, Death on the Nile. Could have that wrong. There's possibly even lots and lots and lots of books here that are referred to as such. Yep, I was right. Agatha Christie, of course. Oh, and apparently there was a version put out in 2022 directed by Kenneth Branagh from a screenplay written by Michael Green. Fascinating. I've not actually seen that. That might be worth me watching. All right. Well, Michael Clark says, no, you're correct on the author. Ah. I should always look left before I, because my second screen it's not directly next to my monitor. It's off to one side, on a stand that I can rotate, and that's where you guys are for me. Okay, so let's get into this one. I can start this quest by talking to Patsy outside Villa Lukens on Alderan. Okay, so the quickest way to get there, I believe, is to take a board. And we are just, I think there's a little bit of combat in this, but not much. Okay, yeah. I'm actually kind of, this is the quest that I really wanted to do because of the rewards, but we'll get to it because this is not too long, so I'll talk about this when we're done. Good old winemaking. This is pleasant music. Okay, so we need to talk to Patsy. Oh, over here. Take a mouthful of coffee here. Oh. How are we doing for time? We're an hour and 34 minutes in. All right. Patsy, where are you? Good day. I don't suppose I could trouble you for the briefest of moments. Good day to you. I could consider being troubled for the right reasons. How does access to a rather fancy party sound as a motivator? Well, just as long as I actually get to enjoy. I'm sure I can also rustle up some payment to encourage you, if you have any reservations. You may even find some exciting opportunities inside, given the presence of some of Alderan's wealthiest citizens. So if you're going to this party, would you also be one of Alderan's wealthiest citizens? Alas, I am quite unfortunately not rich in money. What I do possess is a certain wealth of talent, for you see I am an actor. Patsy the Grand, they'll call me, eventually. They call me fecal matter. Just fecal matter. So, if you're not rich in money, how am I going to get paid? Assuming I agree to help you with whatever it is you want. Cutting words, but you need not worry. While you won't be getting paid up front, I have a feeling that if all goes well, I will soon find myself with more than enough wealth to handsomely reward you. And besides, if nothing else, I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time at the party. Start the Death on the Isle quest? Yes. I suppose I could do with letting my hair down a little. Alright, I'm in. Wonderful. So, whose party are we going to? Well, that's complicated. You don't know. Sometimes a man has to follow his heart. And a second-hand invitation saying there's a party at Villa Lucans tonight. Villa Lucans? Yes, the villa is home to an almighty patron of the arts. He even has his own theatre atop the cliffs behind the villa. In fact, the whole reason for this party is because he's showing his new play. And yet you don't actually know who he is. This opportunity came about quite suddenly. As such, I'm unfortunately not as prepared as I otherwise would be. However, an actor like myself can't turn down the chance to meet with a man like him. Not to mention the chance to enjoy a good party. Well said, Adala. Oh, that reminds me. Quicklemata, this is Adala. She is also helping me out today. If you have her, why did you need me? She advertised herself as a bag carrier, so she's here to move my bag around. There's a lot of costumes and props that I travel with, so it's nice to have someone else to carry them. I'm not going to say no to a fancy party, even as a help. As for your part in all of this, Ficomata, with that being a fancy party and all, I happen to need a butler to help me fit in. A butler? You know, serving me wine and tending to my needs, fancy suit and all. Right, so I don't actually get to enjoy the party at all, do I? Oh, I'm sure you will. You'll just have to act a little here and there. I see, you mentioned a fancy suit. You wouldn't happen to have a butler outfit in the bag you mentioned? I don't believe I do. I don't really take roles like that these days. Well, in that case, any idea where I might get one, preferably free of charge? Lots of the villas around here will have butlers, and butlers means uniforms. Are you suggesting I steal one? I suppose you could always put it back once you're done. And I'm sure whoever I take it from will be overjoyed to have had someone else wearing their uniform. Maybe I should add a butler's uniform to my vast array of costumes after all. Oh, I doubt they'll even realize. Anyway, I remember seeing some uniforms through a window on the way over here. They were in the villa to the north. Right, I guess I'm off to find a uniform then. Good luck. Actually, I want to swing by the bank and drop some stuff off, because I don't think I need much in the way of combat equipment. Okay, quickly bank table. Deposit all my equipment there. I don't know how much running around there's going to be for this, yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear. I won't need the Drayman staff anymore, I don't think. I'll wear my graceful boots. I will put my Dragon Scimitar and Defender back on, and we'll take the Dragon Dagger, just in case we need it. And if I lose enough health, I can always try out the Varlamost Kebab. I'm thinking it's probably going to be in the region of like 14 to 15. Something along those lines. Okay. So a villa to the north. Well, that ain't it. One of these? No, there's a shopkeeper. Aha! Right there. Statue of Coatlos. Sneaky, sneaky in. The door is locked. I'm gonna have to climb up a trellis, aren't I? Something along those lines. Can I just pick them up? Not seeing any trapdoors. Open windows. Let's see.
Aha! Window. And we're in. Take the uniform. It's kind of classy, I guess. Presumably we can... Nope. Out the way we came in. Up to Patsy again, I guess.
I see you've managed to find the uniform.
I have indeed. You must have a good eye to have seen them through a window, through windows you walked by.
It was a bit of a lucky spot, I must admit.
Lucky indeed. It's almost like you were specifically looking for them.
Just good fortune. Now, I ought to get a move on getting this bag inside.
Adala heads inside. Very suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. If I didn't know better, I'd say she was up to something. Oh, she's in a rush, isn't she? Given the size of your bag, I'm not sure she's rushing anywhere. Well, she sets a good example. You should probably be heading on in yourself. I'm guessing the entrance is just up these stairs? The guest entrance is, yes. Don't tell me. You'll have to go in through the staff entrance, unfortunately. I can't be seen entering with the help. The help? Sorry, just getting into character. You will have to use the staff entrance, though. Where would I find that entrance? I bet Adala went through it. You should have followed her. I think she headed somewhere along that hedgerow. Oh boy. Talk to the head butler. Ooh. Nil sal to you. I wasn't expecting anyone else. Sorry, there was a bit of a hold-up. I'm quite new to this. A hold-up? Nothing bad, I hope. I've known people to have problems with their employers before. Is yours treating you well? He seems friendly enough. I'm still not sure if I'm getting paid, though. Tetamo. Oh dear, oh dear. Are you part of a union? I don't remember joining one. I probably should with the varied working conditions I go through. We have a fantastic one here on Aldarin, if you're interested. I can't say discussions are effective, but sometimes the wealthy do come to the table. I think this is a one-time gig for me, but thank you. Very well. In that case, there are just a few quick admin bits to go through before I let you in. First and foremost, butlers must keep their uniforms and masks on at all times. If you're seen without yours, you will be ejected from the party. Got it. No taking off my uniform. What's this about masks? All staff are to be as anonymous as possible tonight, so we'll provide you with a mask on entry. We'll be using them to keep track of who's coming and who's going. Now, for security purposes, butlers are required to enter and leave with completely empty pockets. We'll hold on to anything you need us to while you're in there. Got it. Nothing in and nothing out. Right. I think that covers everything. Are you ready to enter? I am. Good, good. We'll hold on to any items you have on you while you're in there. Okay. Okay, I look pretty smart, I'm not gonna lie. And of course, don't run with wine. Okay. Where is Patsy? There you are. Hello, Patsy. You made it in, and don't you look the part. Magnificent. I feel like a court jester. And not for the first time, either. Nonsense! Now, why not go and introduce yourself to our host and the other guests? I could do with knowing a little more about everyone. Hang on, I'm meant to be an anonymous butler. How do you expect me to get to know people for you? I'm sure you can get their names at least. That will give me something to work with. Okay, anything else I can do for you, especially things you could easily do for yourself? No, I think you're doing more than enough right now, thank you. Constantinius, perhaps? Oh, this is grand, isn't it? It certainly seems to be quite the event.
I'd say it's one of my finest yet, though I do wish more of the guests could have made it. However, it looks like we've gained a bit of a straggler.
A straggler?
Yes, that slightly pompous fellow that hasn't introduced himself to anyone yet. The fact that he's here means he must have gained an invitation, though I don't know how.
Is that going to be an issue?
I'm sure it won't be. I'm always open to meeting new people, especially those who enjoy the arts.
Oh, good, because it's actually him who I'm here with. He was very keen to meet you, even though he didn't actually know your name.
I can't believe it. How could he not even know the name of his gracious host?
Perhaps he's new to the island. Still, for an actor, his research seems lacking.
He's an actor, you say? Ah, now that explains why he's so eager to be here. Well, if he's good, this might be his lucky day. I, Constantinius, am in the market for a new actor to sponsor.
Sponsor?
Well, you know, actors. Very profitable once they're popular. I like to make investments. For example, I've sponsored tonight's lead actor, liueþ, for some time. He's done very well for himself and for me, though he's almost too expensive for me these days. Anyway, perhaps you'll see him tonight on stage.
Introduce yourselves to Parvo?
Excuse me, you there?
Hi there, how can I be of service?
I could do with another drink.
Do you have a preference? Wine or something non-alcoholic?
Alcoholic? I'll have you know that I, Parvo, am most certainly not a alcoholic. Now, scram.
Talk to Kozyak here. Good day, sir.
Sir, I thought I'd left that behind when I retired. Please, call me Kozyak.
Absolutely, Kozyak. You can call me.
I seem to remember one of the rules of the party was that the staff were to remain anonymous.
You can't call me then. Are you enjoying the party?
I am, yes. Though I am far more excited for tonight's performance. Constantinius says he's hired some of the finest actors for this one.
Shakotla. Good day to you.
Nilsal to you as well. You seem different from the other staff here. First time.
It is. How could you tell?
You see similar things on boats. People look a bit wobbly until they settle.
Oh, I hadn't noticed I was...
If you ever do.
So do you spend a lot of time on boats?
I run something of a shipping company. If you need it moving, Shakotla's got here.
Well, I don't typically find myself in need of that sort of thing, but if that ever changes, I will keep you in mind. Okay. I think that's everybody we need to talk to. Have a quick look-see around. Might be people upstairs, but... Can we actually... We can go up the stairs. Let's talk to Patsy first and see what Patsy says. I saw you make your way around the party. So then, who's who? So, we've got Parvo, the drunk one over there. I'm not sure there's much to them other than their love of drinking. Shakotla, who seems a lot more relaxed. It seems that she runs a shipping business. Last of all the guests we have is Kozyak. He's quite up on the rules of this party, so he might not be happy that you weren't properly invited.
Invited?
I have an invitation and I can act like I belong here. You'll never know. He might not, but our host Constantinius does. Ah. Luckily, he didn't actually seem to mind you being here too much. Apparently, he's actually looking for for a new actor to sponsor. Sponsoring me? How marvelous! Oh, I think I should have a drink to celebrate. Could you be a dear and go into the wine cellar for me? What would you like from the wine cellar? A beer? Well, that sounds lovely. I've heard there's some Principum Red down there. It's not produced anymore, so it's rather hard to find, but our generous host seems happy enough to share. All right, one glass of wine coming up. Okay, so the wine cellar. Round the back here. And he wants Principum Red. Look out, this is quite the cellar. So we have wine over there, barrels thereof, bookshelves. Investigate antique wine. The label's faded, but I'm sure this is the wine Patsy was talking about. You're suddenly startled by the sound of a glass shattering in another part of the cellar, causing you to spill some of the wine on yourself. What? Oh, that's gonna stain, isn't it? Oh dear. Let's investigate. Oh dear. Is everything okay? Hello? Have you had too much to drink?
You there, don't move.
What the?
You're coming with us.
Oh dear. Seems that we are the party.
It's always the butler, isn't it?
No, Stradius. We don't know for sure they did it. It looks likely, though. Did what exactly?
Murder.
Stradius!
What?
It was my turn to level the accusation at the suspect.
How often do we get to handle a murder?
You have to respect the systems we have, Stradius. I'm still here, in case you forgot. So, murder. Interesting choice at a party full of wealthy people, wouldn't you say?
Poor Livius. He wasn't acting this time.
But I didn't kill anyone.
You just happened to be found standing in a closed room with a dead body.
With bloodstains on your clothes, no less. Bloodstains? The red stains on your uniform. The victim's blood, I'm sure of it. You found me in a wine cellar and you won't even consider that it might be wine.
I suppose I could try tasting it.
Stradius! What if it's blood?
Well, then it won't taste like wine, will it?
No, you make a good point, actually. I'm just going to go.
Oh, no you won't. You're going to wait right there and answer some questions.
Would you believe me if I said I didn't do it? We'll consider it.
We will?
But first, questions. Why were you down in that cellar? I was looking for wine. Drink keep him red? Patsy sent me to get some for him to drink. I just happened to hear a commotion and thought someone might have been hurt. So you were just trying to help? Yes.
Honestly, I'm sold.
Stradius.
Ah, yes, sorry. I'm afraid we can't just let you go. Not without an investigation.
Not to mention, given our whole job here was to stop anything bad happening at this party, we're not really doing so well right now. We'll look even more ineffective if we don't have a suspect.
Could be a career ender, really.
Quite. Okay, well, much like I didn't kill that man, I suppose I don't want to hurt your careers. Maybe I could catch the killer? Do you have any relevant qualifications?
Wait, are we meant to have...
After all, training to be a butler must have taken a long time. But I'm not even a butler. I got hired to act like one. Right, now I have to put murder back on the table. Who are you? I'm just Fikamata. I got hired by Patsy to be a butler for this evening alongside a lady called Adala. Adala? Do we even know an Adala? Oh, sorry. I got that wrong.
Adala? Do we even know an Adala?
Yes, I believe she's accounted for. You ran into her? She came in shortly before we arrested you. Your friend Patsy mentioned she'd been sorting out some of his costumes. You mean she was only accounted for after the murder took place?
Why do I get the feeling we're not doing a good job of actually investigating this?
It isn't just you. Again, maybe I could be an extra pair of hands here? Have a potential suspect investigate the murder? It wouldn't be orthodox, but it might work.
I'm not sure I like the implication that we can't solve it ourselves.
I agree, but we're not actually very qualified for this. We normally just guard drunk people, not solve murders.
You make a fair point, Hutsa.
Fikamata, if you promise not to leave, can you help us... if you promise not to leave, can you help us work out what's happened here? I promise not to flee the scene?
Perfect. Shall we get to investigating then?
Where should I start? The victim was Livius, the lead actor in tonight's play. His body is still down in the cellar, so you should probably go and inspect it, along with the rest of the crime scene.
No doubt you'll also want to question everyone. We'll keep them busy for you until you're ready. We'll also give you a case file to track your notes in.
Okay, let's get to it. Oh boy, okay. So, we've got some case notes here. I don't think there's anything. Clues. Yeah, we've not got anything, have we? Yep. Adala, strange bag carrier working for Patsy. She has a good eye for useful and valuable items. Strangely absent through the first part of the party. Okay, so, real quick, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fairly confident that you all have worked this out. But, yeah, so Patsy is your social engineer. He's the, what we call a penetration tester. He's the one that got the thieves into this group here. And Adala is the thief. Yeah, so, pretty sure that's what's going on here. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Okay, so let's start with the murder scene, shall we? Head on down here. They took my tray away. I'll see if I can, grab another one. I really do like this design here. I wonder what 117 makes this look like. Let's just take a gander, shall we? Yeah, okay. Not bad. Okay, so I'm going to investigate the wine here again. I think it's probably best if I don't mess around with this again. Okay, I'm going to investigate this small box. It appears to be a box full of blank wine labels. I suppose they like to keep things well organised. Yes, I imagine so. We're just looking around. Oh, there's a grate there that I can't interact with. Pick this stool. Excuse me. Why would Constantinius keep a broken stool around? Unless it was only just broken. Indeed. So we are looking for clues. Drains everywhere. Oh, hold on. Investigate this jug. I wonder why this jug's been tucked away in the corner. Was someone trying to hide it? Good question. Lots of books and such. Why can I left-click these? Interesting. Left-click examine. Interesting. That's new. Probably will be relevant later on. Let's see, shall we? Investigate this wine storage. It's only half full. Someone must have been drinking from it. Okay. Check this broken pottery. It looks like someone's dropped this. I wonder if there was a fight. Let's inspect the body. Inspect Livius. So, what's got you then? You inspect the body. A few cuts and scrapes, no stab wound. Poison, perhaps? It would track, wouldn't it? Again, more left-click examine bookshelves. Fascinating. Alright, well there doesn't appear to be anything else in here. I think I've hit everything. Let's see. Probably have a chat with some people now, huh? Talk to Constantinius.
Oh, poor Livius. Where am I to find another actor of his caliber?
Was he by any chance the one you mentioned earlier? The one who was starting to get too expensive for you?
I may have had some quibbles with how expensive his performances were, but he always turned a profit. I can only hope his understudy is capable of filling the gap that's going to be left. Livius always kept her to the shadows, though he did say that she was nearly ready for a leading role of her own.
Or maybe Adala's not a thief then. Talk to Adala. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? I got arrested for murder because you sent me into that cellar. Did you at least manage to find what I sent you down there for? The Principum Red. Of course. Constantinius has a nice large container of it. However, I am not sure if that's the most... See, Adala, you were right. What self-respecting man would have a wine cellar without such a historic wine in it? It's a shame we're locked down up here. I'd love to try it. I came so close to. If it weren't for that actor. Are you blaming Livius for his own murder? Of course not.
I'm just ruining a missed chance to try that wine. Okay, so do I need to talk to these two too? Or can I just talk to the people? Let's talk to Pava.
You know, it's a surprisingly sobering moment when someone's murdered beneath your feet.
Did you know him well?
We were once drinking fellows. The things I've seen him drink without even breaking a sweat.
Did you drink with him today?
I don't remember. It seems likely that I would have, though. He never liked to prepare for a performance without at least a small drink.
Assuming you did, where would you have had a drink with him?
Probably down in the cellar.
That was always where he preferred to go. So you admit that you may well have been down there with him today. Do you think something might have happened whilst you were drinking?
I'd like to think that I would remember something so terrible happening in front of my eyes.
And yet you can't actually remember if you'd been drinking with him.
Oh, that's a good point. In any case, I don't know.
Shakotla, what you got for us?
Quite an unfortunate turn of events, isn't it?
I'm not sure it's unfortunate so much as a tragedy, surely.
Well, I believe the play was actually intended to be a comedy. I'm hopeful they have an understudy who can fill in for today.
The play's still going ahead? Are we just going to ignore that a man was murdered?
I'd rather not think about it, personally.
Okay, so liueþ wasn't a customer of yours then?
Would he have reason to have been?
Actors seem to have a lot of costumes to move around the place. Maybe a shipping magnate such as yourself would make good money off of them.
I'm afraid I can't help you there. Good tip about the actors, though. I'll have to visit the College of Bards next time I'm in Tempestus.
Right, we need to talk to Soldier Boy, Kojak. You didn't happen to know liueþ, did you, Kojak?
I'm familiar with his work, but not the man himself. He's been Constantinius' preferred actor for a few years now.
Did he ever come and join the parties? Perhaps you crossed paths during the festivities?
I'm almost certain we didn't. The actors spend the entire party getting ready, and then I usually fall asleep by the end of the play.
The plays are that good, are they?
I'm an older man. I need a good early night to keep myself going. I am partial to a puzzle, though, so solving this crime could keep me up all night.
I think that's... talk to Patsy now, yeah.
Ooh, this is exciting, isn't it?
I got arrested for murder because you sent me to the cell. Okay, we've already done that bit. Okay, so they've not got anything new to... Oh, we talked to the guards. Stradius. How's your investigation going? I think I found everything there is to find so far. What now?
Do you think you could pin down a suspect?
I'm not sure. Oddly enough, no one is admitting to having done it, and given that they were all here together, I'm pretty sure they'd all be each other's alibis.
What if they hired someone to do it for them?
Stradius. That's actually a good point. Maybe the butlers?
You mean more of them might be fake like you?
Well, thanks to the masks and the uniforms, they're all anonymous. It's also very hard to keep track of how many there are.
Have we been keeping tabs on all the butlers? What if one's escaped? The killer might already be in the wind.
Both of you are missing that there's no window in which they could have left that cellar.
Ah, yes. We came down when we heard the commotion. They wouldn't have been able to get out before then.
It seems we're back to square one again. Piccolmata, unless you can think of anything else to investigate.
I could try stealing from the suspects. Perhaps one of them will be carrying something incriminating.
You probably shouldn't mention that in front of us.
I suppose we can always return the things to them later.
Hutsa!
I'll be subtle. All right then. Guess we're gonna have to pickpocket some people. Pickpocket Patsy. Nothing of note in his pocket. Smart-looking dog. Pickpocket Koshek. Ah, I just put 2 and 2 together. Koshak. Right, as in Kojak. Yeah. Threatening note out of Koshak's pocket. Can't believe it took me this long. Constantinius. Yeah.
2 seconds, I just need to check something. Okay. Alright, wonderful. Sorry, I was just checking on something important real quick. There doesn't seem to be anything of note in Constantius' pocket. Okay, wonderful. I wonder if Pavo is also supposed to be a reference to poivre. Probably the case, right? I was going to say, typically in English it's pronounced poiro. Or, in the Anglosphere, I should say. Right, Shakotla. Pull a shipping contract out of Shakotla's pocket. I wonder what this is for. I got Pavo. A drinking flask. Alright, so we inspect the wine labels. It's a set of labels for marking wine jugs. They look very similar to the ones on the jugs in Constantius' cellar. But the threatening note. This letter is from Koshak to liueþ. It describes an outstanding debt. This contract is between liueþ and Shkotla. It's for the shipping of an undescribed object. It's a flask for holding alcohol. There's a small amount of liquid in the bottom, but you can't tell what it is. Excuse me. Right. I think that's everyone we've picked. I think we've pickpocketed everybody. Yeah. Talk to Stradius. I've had a little look through some pockets. I think all of the guests might be lying.
All of them?
Well, maybe not Pavo. They just had this old drinking flask. Shkotla and Koshak, on the other hand, Kojak, on the other hand, both had things on them that revealed they had direct dealings with liueþ. Here, have a look at what I found for yourselves. You hand over the note, contract, flask, and labels.
Interesting. What about these labels?
I found them on Adala.
She was the one who wasn't accounted for.
I'm sorry, wrong voice.
She was the one who wasn't accounted for when the murder took place, right?
That's right. She's the one who came here with Patsy. Like Fikamata here, both were uninvited.
Perhaps one of them is responsible, or indeed, both of them.
It's possible, I suppose, but Patsy doesn't seem capable of pulling this off.
It seems we still don't have anything conclusive. What do you think we should do?
We could get them all together, put pressure on them with some accusations and see who breaks. Michael says, I love that everything is a reference in this game. I found myself examining random shit just to find last. Honestly, mate, that has been a thing for 20 years. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. They don't do it enough in RS3, frankly. You know what I could do, actually? Grab this real quick. I didn't think about this before, but now when I examine stuff... There we go. Now we've got... floating things. Can I increase the size of the text for you guys, maybe? Probably. Okay, doesn't seem like I can. Alright, well, you know, now when I examine things, you'll be able to see a tooltip. We could get them all together, put pressure on them with some accusations and see who breaks.
You think that'll work?
Only one way to find out, I suppose.
It's not the worst thought, and I guess whatever happens, there's a good chance that some more of the truth will come out. Alright, Fikamata, just let us know when you want everyone gathered and we'll take them upstairs for you.
I'm ready.
Perfect. Let's get everyone upstairs.
All right. talk to the host first and foremost. I don't think it is Constantinius. Although, you know, stains on his jackets is. He took it. Constantinius, you knew Livius well, didn't you?
I sponsored him for years, yes.
How was that sponsorship working out for you?
Well, I can't say I wasn't profiting from it, although I do admit it become a little excessive with his spending in recent times.
So you'd almost benefit from him being out of the way, letting you find someone new to sponsor.
The thought has crossed my mind, but he was still profitable, and it's not like I couldn't just sponsor a second actor in addition to him anyway.
No, I don't think it is Constantinius. Ricotla, you've never had any dealings with Livius, have you?
Of course not.
So he's never needed anything shipped by your company, nothing he needed to move swiftly and discreetly.
Why would he? I'm sure he's got more than enough solutions for moving his costumes around.
Stradius, the contract. Stradius presents a shipping contract. Care to explain this, Ricotla?
That looks like a contract between myself and Livius.
Good eye. Interesting how you yourself seem to not be aware of it, especially given it was you who was carrying it.
All right, fine. Livius had recently contracted us to help him move some of his belongings around. He's been doing well for himself and was moving into a larger property. I needed him to sign off on a slight change in timelines, and given we were both here, I thought we may as well get it sorted.
I see.
Nah.
No, it's not Shakotla. Let's see what Kojak's got to say for himself. Kojak, did you not claim to have never interacted with Livius?
I did, and I shall stand by that claim. Why are you the one making these accusations anyway? You were the one down there with him. Besides, you're just a butler.
Stradius, the note. Stradius presents the threatening note. A note written by yourself for Livius. Seems you weren't very happy with him.
How did you...
So it seems you did know him. In fact, you had an issue with him, did you not?
Not one I would have killed him over. He owed me some money and wasn't paying up. I just needed to put some pressure on him.
An outstanding debt could be considered motive for murder. But no. Opportunity. Parvo? Not sure about this one. I mean, you know, she appears to be drunk, but then sobers up very, very quickly, right? Parvo, you and Livius were drinking partners, weren't you?
We were.
How heavily would you say you drank together?
On occasion, a little too heavily.
Who provided the drinks?
We tend to bring our own, though I did sometimes let him have a bit extra from my flask.
Your flask, huh? Stradius, the flask. Stradius presents the drinking flask. This flask?
Yes, that's the one. I must have misplaced it.
If you were letting Livius drink from your flask, it wouldn't have been hard for you to poison him, would it?
But why would I poison a friend?
That remains to be seen. No, got no evidence to accuse her with. Which means it's either Patsy or it's Adala. Patsy, Adala, the two of you weren't even invited to this party.
Nor were you.
But being here presented a huge opportunity for an up-and-coming actor like Patsy.
A huge opportunity indeed.
You already knew that Constantinius was thinking about sponsoring a new actor. Perhaps you decided to speed things along a bit by removing the competition.
But why would I need to remove the competition if he was already open to sponsoring me anyway?
That doesn't make sense. Perhaps, and indeed it is true that you couldn't have been present at the time of the murder, you never left the party. In fact, you sent me down into the cellar for you, didn't you?
So you're saying that you're actually more likely to be guilty yourself?
Exactly. What? Sending me down there made me look guilty. A perfect way of drawing attention away from the true culprit.
But that would be a terrible plan. You were here with us.
Which leads me on to you, Adala. Patsy was accounted for when the murder took place, but you were not. Care to tell us what you were up to?
I took Patsy's back to the backstage area, spent some time chatting to the actors, and then made my way to the party.
So you never entered the wine cellar?
No.
But you knew a lot about it, didn't you?
Where are you going with this?
Stradius, the labels, please. Stradius presents the wine labels. Wine labels from Constantinius' cellar found on your person. Care to explain?
I just found them on the floor. It's bad manners not to pick up later.
What a convenient excuse.
Yeah, she's not really very convincing. Adala, I believe you were responsible for the murder of Livius. All the evidence is pointing at you. You were the only person missing at the time of the murder, which is opportunity. And despite your claims, we have clear evidence that you were in the cellar.
All right, fine. I admit I was in the cellar.
Wait, what is this?
The Principum Red, you fool. I could retire on the value of that wine. All I had to do was get out of here with it.
My wine?
Patsy says, you used me.
And I probably would have got away with it too, if it wasn't for this precocious butler-turned-investigator you hired.
What happened to Dala? Did Livius interrupt your plan? Did he need to be silenced?
Murder? What a ridiculous assertion. I may be a thief, but I'd never kill someone.
And yet you attack me.
Stop! You're too good for me. You win.
Are you ready to confess now?
I promise I didn't do it. I'm just a thief. I wasn't even strong enough to defeat you. How could I have killed Livius?
She may be telling the truth, Fikamata, but either way, we know she's a criminal now.
Okay, so she was a thief. Come with us, Adala. You can have fun contemplating your crimes from your new cell. Adala's escorted away.
Does this mean we can get on with tonight's play?
You still want to go ahead with the play? You don't even have a lead actor anymore.
Yes, it is a bit of a last-minute issue, but I have no doubt that Livius' understudy would be able to step up.
But Adala might not have even been the killer.
Well, we've been doing a wonderful job so far, so I'm sure if the villain is still loose, we'll catch them.
Constantinius, with respect, I'm not sure we can let everyone leave until we're sure we have this case solved.
That's not a problem. We can usually keep everyone in the theatre. The only place they'd be able to run to from there is straight off the cliff.
Constantinius.
It's settled then. We will proceed with the play. Well, we do that if the killer is still at large. The ever-capable Fikamata here will ensure that they are dealt with.
Fine, let's get going then.
Oh, no, you can't come with us. I don't want your investigation disrupting things. You'll need to stay out of sight. Why don't you take the back way?
The back way?
Yes, it's not been used in a while, so it's a little bit precarious these days, but I'm sure you'll manage.
Fine, where do I find this back way?
The pathway leads around the cliffs to the south. We'll see you at the theatre, Fikamata.
Yeah, that's the part for the theatre. Hello there, Mitzi. She says, oh, looky, so I'm distracted. That means the cheese is on guard. And Mitzi, the cheese is always guarded. And if you end up electrocuted or, you know, poisoned, set on fire, or exploded, it's your own fault. You have been warned. Michael says, cheese, you say? Yes, indeed. Yes. I have a cheese fridge. A little bit of lore about me. Anyway, so, what are we going to do now? Oh yeah, we're going to head to the theatre. Round the back. So, there it is. There is a theatre. Right there. Down around this way. Okay. This is rather inappropriate music for this, I think.
Minty says, I'll send Michael in first. Michael says, a cheese fridge is definitely a good way to lure me into a trap. Ah, I see. A man of fermented cultures too. Or fermenting cultures, I should say. Let's talk to Stradius.
Ah, there you are, Free Commander.
So what's the plan here?
Well, we don't really have one, but the play is about to start and we might still have a killer on the loose.
Perhaps there's some evidence we missed somewhere.
It seems like you'd been quite thorough. The only place you didn't check was here at the theater.
Well then, I guess it's time to fix that.
The stairs over there lead down to the backstage area. That's where the actors, including liueþ, were getting ready for the play. That seems like the best place to check for any missing clues.
Okay, I'll get to it. Talk to the costumer. Hello there.
Yisal, are you the one who is trying to find Livy's killer?
That's right. So I'm guessing down here is your domain.
If you think I have any actual control in here, you'd be sorely mistaken. I don't think anyone could keep these actors in line. They're a dramatic bunch.
Speaking of which, where are they?
The play will be starting as we speak. They'll all be up in the theater.
Right, well in that case I'd better get to it. I'd like to have a look around down here. Hopefully I can find some sort of clue as to how liueþ died.
Go ahead.
I'd also like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Of course.
What can you tell me about the actors?
There's 4 of them in total. Well, was 4, I should say. There's liueþ. She was liueþ's understudy. After what happened, she's now taking the lead role tonight. Then you have Claudius. He's getting close to retirement now, so prefers to take on small but impactful roles. Finally, there's Quintilia. She's quite new, so she mostly takes on the non-speaking parts.
And all of them were here earlier?
That's right. liueþ went out for his pre-performance drink, as he likes to do. The others all stayed here until after the murder happened.
And you're quite sure none of them could have slipped out at any point?
I don't think so. I suppose I do get quite engrossed in my work sometimes, so it's not impossible. But I'm sure I'd have spotted someone going up the stairs.
Okay. Is there anything to actually investigate? Doesn't look like there is, actually. Aha! Search. Costume rack. You search costume rack and find that one of the costumes has a wine stain on it. The label reads liueþ. So liueþ is a fan of the beverages. Okay, we've got a wardrobe there. Anything else to search? Oh, a crate. You search the crate and find it to be full of poison. Now why is the crate full of poison? Aha! A bookshelf to search. Ah, a secret passage. The bookshelf hides a secret passage into the wine cellar. Of course it does. Yeah, I thought it was a little weird that we held out some left-click examine bookshelves. And now we know why. Is that everything? See, look at those sofas. I want sofas like that in my house. In the game, that is. Mitzi says, see, you go get the cheese for us, Michael. It's perfectly safe. Michael said, just hit 40 prayer, overhead 2 out of 3 achieved. Not bad, not bad. Getting 43 for all 3 protects is going to be super good, but I would say to you, Mike, don't worry too much about getting too much higher than that until you're in members, man. We've got some really, really fantastic options available to us. One that's actually on Varlamost as well includes Blessing Bones. We end up getting think it's 500%, so 5 times the regular bone XP with a little bit of a time investment. We've also got the Ectofontis if you fancy doing it like the really old-fashioned way. And then failing that, there is also the Chaos Altar in the Wilderness, which I wouldn't recommend anymore. Not really much point, but yes. Yeah. So yeah, 43 prayer, and I would say save the rest of your bones or ashes or what have you until you're ready to push out for 60. And then from 60 to 70, or maybe even from 43 all the way to 70. Okay, maybe we talk to the costumer instead. Let's see. I think I've got everything. Examine bank papers. Hopefully there's nothing confidential on these. No, I think I've got everything. Yes? What's that crate of poison for?
Ah, that was a gift from Constantinus. We were having a bit of a rat problem, so he gave us the poison to deal with them.
It seems on the costumes there's a stain on it. A stain? Yes, a wine stain. Apparently the costume belongs to liueþ. Is there any reason why the costume would be stained?
No, none of our characters have any interaction with wine.
So, liueþ was mucking about with the wine. Or probably mucking about with some wine at some point. Do you have any wine backstage?
Well, the actors do often like to have a drink after a play, but I always ask that they do that outside so as to not risk any damage to the costumes.
Interesting.
Did you know there was a hidden passage in here? A passage? I had no idea, but I suppose it's not too surprising.
How come?
This is an old villa. Apparently it once played a role in some smuggling operations a long time ago, which I could see them having a few secrets to help out with that.
I'm going to keep looking around. So I think I'm going to go talk to the guards and see if they've managed to pick up any information that I might have missed. Excuse me. Talk to Stradius.
The play is well underway, and for all we know, there's still a killer out there. I hope you have something for us, Ficomata.
I think I might. It turns out there's a secret passage from the backstage area into the wine cellar. Someone could have got in and out without anyone else knowing. Not only that, but the backstage area has had a rat problem recently. They have plenty of poison for dealing with them. That same poison could easily have been used to kill Livius.
Great work, Ficomata.
But did you find anything that could tell us who did it?
Yes, we need to confront the killer. Who was it, Ficomata?
More options. It's got to be liueþ, right? She's got to be the one that poisoned the wine. Michael says, I want to finish out free-to-play, shooting for 43 prayer, 50 combat, 55 magic, and at least 1 Obor and Bryoffer to kill. Getting real close. Yeah, you really are. You really are. Hold on a minute, just let me check something. Okay, yeah, no, Scorius is members. I thought it was, but... Yeah, I reckon it's liueþ.
The understudy that's on stage right now. Why?
As a fellow actor, she had access to the secret passageway into the wine cellar where Livius was having his pre-performance drink.
But how did she kill him?
The rat poison. Enough of that would easily kill a man. She poisoned his drink so that she could be back out of the cellar before he died.
I suppose that makes sense, but she wasn't the only one who had access to that passage.
But she was the only one who had wine on her clothes. Wine isn't allowed backstage, so it must have come from the cellar.
Oh, very good. But what about motive?
Constantinus mentioned earlier that she had been in Livius' shadow for some time. Killing him was finally allowed her to take on a leading role.
I suppose this does all make sense, but are you certain?
I'd say 80, maybe 90% sure.
Well, I suppose that will have to be enough. You've not taken us down too many wrong paths today.
Except for the whole fake butler act.
True, but you were honest about that pretty quickly. We'll wait until the play is over and then we'll take her in.
Wait? But should we not be acting now?
Constantinus would kill us if we stopped the performance.
And then we'd have another murder mystery on our hands.
Well then, we'll just have to speed things along a bit. I'm going out there. They've given me a prop scimitar. So there's Clodius. Talk to Diatley.
At last the vile villain shows themselves.
Villain? The only villain here is you, murderer.
I am no murderer. What vexatious allegations you come at me with.
I'm not so sure about this new character. Are they even in costume? Do not pretend you don't know. Your lies are at an end.
I don't think this is in the original script.
I've overcome so much. I won't fall at this last hurdle.
Lay down your arms. Your heroic deeds are fabrications.
Never. Now swing at me. Ah, you're stronger than I thought. I need to regroup.
Oh, no, you don't.
Face me.
Ha! You've stepped right into my trap.
A trap?
Aha, villain. This is where you fall.
I'm sorry, I'll have to fight alone.
How could you be this powerful?
That's all part of my grand plan. I grow stronger with every passing moment.
Hump. I can't keep up with this.
Then flee again, ignoble hero. This is so weird.
I must make my last stand. Could you find it in your heart to stay your hand?
And let you live to foil my plans another day? I'm afraid that's not the game we play.
And so I take my leave from this mortal coil.
Bravo! Bravo!
Well, that was a twist, wasn't it?
Natalie, I know you killed Livius. Why?
I've been stuck in the shadow of that man for too long. He wouldn't even let me fill another role.
Murder's a bit far, though. Could you not have just lightly poisoned him?
You don't understand. I never poisoned him, I just tripped him. All I wanted was to put him out of action. A small injury would have been enough for him not to perform this evening.
What happened?
He'd had so much to drink. He fell harder than expected and he wouldn't get up. I fled. I never wanted him to.
Oh, Natalie. Come on, let's get you to the guards. Stradius, Boþe, it's been a surprising pleasure working with you two to solve this case.
I can't believe it was all an accident.
Varlamost, you've done well. I'd like to apologize for our hasty arrest earlier. Your commitment to helping us has been commendable.
To be fair to you, to be fair to us, you did seem like the perfect suspect.
I suppose I did, but no harm done. I'm just glad we got it all sorted out, though I don't think Patsy is going to be paying me anytime soon.
You win some and you lose some, I guess. All the best, Varlamost.
And for that, we get 2 quest points, 10,000 thieving XP, 7,500 agility XP, 5,000 crafting XP, and the ability to use a costume needle, which is the reward that I was looking forward to getting. What it is, oh, there we go, 73 thieving. Yep, that's a point I actually need to get that to 75, don't I? I completely forgot. Ah, right. So yeah, that's the quest over. I'm not quite sure who it is that I have to talk to get my needle. It's probably down at the craft shop. But yeah, so the reason I want this is because what it allows me to do is to craft armor that normally requires a needle and thread without using a without needing thread, basically. So it's looking like I can head down this way. Can I? Yeah, past the entryway. I'll run down here. Get another one of those if I care to get it. We'll head down here and talk to the costumer, and she will give us our needle.
You were very brave for going on stage to confront a killer. Looks like you did well to get her to surrender without damaging her costume.
It was all very well made. Makes the job of not damaging it much easier.
Why, thank you. I credit my needles for the good work.
Would I be able to get one of them for my own purposes?
I suppose I could part with one, if you're careful not to lose it.
I'll be careful. The costumer gives you one of her special needles. There we go. So now, I don't need needle and thread to craft armor anymore. So that's all the quests that I had lined up to do today. Let's teleport out of here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let's put all of this stuff away first. The needle can go in here. Where is my regular needle? It's there. Don't think I'm going to need a regular needle ever again. Because I already have my abyssal needle prepared. 2 of them, actually. So yeah, I think I can just get rid of that now. Thread. I think there's a quest or 2 that I have not yet done. I think. Yeah, I think there's a quest or 2 that I have not yet done that do require thread, so I'm not going to get rid of that just yet. But yeah. 71 crafting, 2. Yep. See? No thread required. I don't think I make high chats yet. No, I can't. But yeah, so I can convert all of these blue dragon hides that I've gathered from Slayer into, well, crafting experience now, which is a primary use for it. All right. Michael says, I finally leveled mage enough to use, to start using teleports and to have a decent enough stack of laws. Game freaking changer. Honestly, man, yeah. I frankly, I overuse teleports. I really do. And yeah, I actually kind of enjoy training runecraft these days to, but yeah, I'm nearly 65, so I can nearly craft death runes, and I do it mostly through Guardians of the Rift, or GOTR, GOTA. Yeah, really good way of getting runes. Teleports really are a huge game changer as well, and you know, Telegrab as well has its uses. So you know, don't neglect that. You'll be using that in some quests. Real quick though, let's have a quick look at the time. We are 2 hours 37-ish, so about 2 hours 40 into this. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick and top up my coffee. So let's say about 5-10 minutes, shall we? Hello Zelthor, who says nerd. Yes, I will be right back with you guys, and I'll leave you with the be right back music. Yep, be right back with you. Like I say, about 5-10 minutes tops. Hello. Yep. Alright, so I am back from the restroom, And, yeah, there was still some coffee in the pot. It's a little on the cooler side, but what have you. You know, I wanted to get back to you guys as quickly as possible. So, yeah, like I say, that is the end of the questing portion of today's stream. But, you know, we pushed the stream back a day, basically, and some hours. And there's a whole bunch of you around. I do see you all there. And, yeah, like I say, Zelthor just got here. How are you, Zelthor? Hope you're well. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of Zelthor, that's Mr. Wizard at Large in chat. He's a good friend of mine. And, Zel, you're not streaming tonight? I thought you were. Are you taking the night off? I wouldn't blame you if you were after the Registeel stuff. Oh, yep, I see the notification right now. It's in, what, 5 minutes, I think? Something like that. Oh, it would help if we did that as well, wouldn't it? Let's get some background music. But yes, Mr. Zelthor, the Wizard at Large. You can find him on YouTube at using the @ sign, so you know, like the email @ sign at Zelthor WAL, capital X, capital W, capital L. You can also find a link to his channel on my channel page. So if you want to see what he's up to tonight, which is Victory Road in the Elite Four, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Randomizer Nuzlocke, Episode 8. You can do so from there. Zelthor won't steal my cheese. He won't steal my cheese, Mitzi. He already has cheese and knows how to get good cheese too. So let's see. Well, what can we do? I wanna try and round this out for us tonight. So for about 20 minutes, let's go try something like an actual boss fight, huh? I've been sitting on this Slayer task for a little while now. 34 gargoyles. So let's try and do this. Yes, Dusk and Dawn are the gargoyle bosses. They're also referred to as the Grotesque Guardians. Not done them before on this character. The last time I did them was a very long time ago on a much higher level character. So yes, we're gonna give this a go. Don't really remember very much of anything. But yeah, so the lore on these is during the God Wars, Dorgashun Goblin left a written record called The Living Statues, which is a book you can actually get in the game and read, detailing how the Grotesque Guardians, as well as gargoyles in general, came to be. And basically, the account reads like this. The war between the gods has taken its toll on all of us, but especially on my kind, the Dorgashun. We were not made to fight, we are a peaceful race. We were forced into fighting for the god Bandos, or as I like to call him, the Big High Idiot. Normally, I would have to... Okay, hold on a minute. There's something we can do here. Let me find a song. Where is it? All the way up here. Nope, not that. Hold on. I will find this. Normally, I would have to hold back regurgitating my dinner every time I recount my experiences. However, there was this one occurrence that I thought would make for quite the story to tell. The Big High Idiot wanted the war to go on for eternity, but all the goblins, including me, were too squishy for his needs. He wanted some new foot soldiers that could take a harder beating and deliver it as well. He could probably have created these soldiers himself, but he was too busy throwing punches with Armadil, so he decided to appoint some lackeys for the job. Unfortunately, that included me. I was sent on a mission to assist Org General Snarldor in creating a new weapon, which roughly translates to lugging around the baggage for him. Snarldor carried a large hunk of tourmaline with him, shaped like a heart. I mused that it was a representation of Bandos' stone, blackened heart, but I dare not say it in earshot of one of his most loyal commanders. I wasn't sure what it was for, but apparently it had some kind of reaction when it came into contact with the metal that the Big High Idiot created. We were supposed to use it to create some kind of device and perform a ritual around it. I didn't know what the end goal would be, but I was the one that was supposed to perform the ritual. Somehow, our trek ended up leading us just past the River Sav and into Hallowvale, the land of Saradomin. I expressed my concerns to Snarldor, but he just threatened to give me something else to be concerned about. I suppose we were fortunate, or unfortunate for me, that the forces of Zamorak were laying siege to Hallowvale. We marched northwards until we stumbled upon a tall tower made of granite. I knew what it was. We had found Vigor's folly, left to collect dust since his demise. Snarldor took interest and had his forces go inside. The massive doors gave plenty of spare room for Snarldor to go through, and the tall, wide halls really did make the massive oak feel right at home. Our curiosity on the size of everything was cut short when we noticed what decorated these halls. There were these monstrous statues of some creature that I doubt existed in Gielinor or any other realm. We kept marching up the floors until we arrived on the windswept rooftop. Inhabiting it were two massive statues of whatever they were supposed to be. One look at them and Snarldor decided that he would bring these sculptures to life. I had no idea how that was going to happen, but Snarldor had me and the other goblins set up the incantation circle, along with stakes made of Bandos's metal. Once we set that up, we had to wait for high noon. As we waited for the sun to be directly over us, I couldn't help but notice that the two statues we intended to bring to life were situated to the east and west. I thought to myself that dusk and dawn would have been fitting names for them, one in the direction of the rising sun, and the other in the direction of the setting sun. I didn't have long to dwell on that, though. However, as the light in the sky loomed ever closer to the position we needed. The gleam of the tourmaline started to reflect towards both statues. It's amazing how something so dark could be so bright. I didn't have much time to admire it when Snarldor began the ritual. The bell was... He placed his palms into the circle, causing them to light up. The tourmaline core slowly sank into the granite floor as if it were liquid. Once it was fully submerged, we prepared for the final step. The bell was struck, its chimes echoing throughout the tower. A surge of black energy pulsed from the bell, permeating throughout the tall halls. Once the blast settled down, the effects were immediate. I heard some grinding sounds as if two stones were being rubbed together. I turned my attention to the statues, and by the gods, they were moving. Slowly, they descended from their podiums onto the roof, then stood still. Ecstatic with his creation, Snarldor gave a big speech about the glory of the big high war god and such, as if he expected some lumps of carved rock to understand a single thing. After that, Snarldor gave commands to fight against the forces of Armadil, Saradomin, and Zamorak. The Guardians turned their head at the lattermost name. Snarldor thought that meant that he had gained their loyalty. However, I knew better than to think that. Vigoro was a follower of Zamorak, and I knew the tower would be filled with his magic. I wanted to tell Snarldor this, but once again he threatened me with a long list of what he would do to me. Before he could finish his threat, he vanished from my line of sight in a blur, and the next second I was blown away from behind. I was sent tumbling until I was stopped by the wall. Once my head stopped spinning, I witnessed the statues attacking Snarldor. The orcs tried to beat them off their general, but they were simply swatted away by stone wings. Death was certain if I stayed in the tower, so I made a run for it. As I ran down the stairs throughout the lower floors, I saw that the many hideous statues we passed had also come to life. I managed to avoid all of the living stone monsters and made my way out of the tower. As I was running for my life, a giant shadow passed over me. I looked up and saw the hulking bodies of Snarldor and one of the statues exchanging strikes in midair. Snarldor landed a chop that broke off a wing, and they both fell. The statue landed back on top of the tower while Snarldor made contact with the nearby swamp. After getting up from the fall, Snarldor immediately called for his remaining forces to retreat. There was no way I was going back to serving the big high idiot after what had happened, so once we crossed back over to the west, I made my escape. I don't know what those great statues are doing now, but I'm glad to be well away from them. So yeah, that's what we're up against. Let's go take care of some business, shall we? Okay, so real quick, I'm going to look at the strategy guide over here on the wiki, just so that I've got a good idea. Yeah, it's reckoning 70 plus in attack, strength, defense, ranged, health, HP, you know, and prayer. Or actually, it's saying 75 ranged. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm thinking is here, actually I don't need the I don't need void. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I think it's my most generally strong gear. But no. Let's do the usual, shall we? We need a tractor. Let's take another little power. We will need our rock hammer to do the final blow, obviously. Ranged equipment, we're going to take black to hide. Why is that not marked orange? It should be. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to take our Sunlight Antler bolts and our crossbow. I'm thinking we probably use the dragon square shield rather than the defender, and of course we want to take the zombie axe set to crush. We'll wield our Sunlight Antler bolts. Okay, what else are we missing? So we've got body armor. We need body armor on rather, and that. We start with melee, and then we switch to ranged. Gloves, boots, and ring. So, got the rings of recoil. I'll wear one. Gloves and boots are, pretty much as standard. I think this is probably going to be our best gear. I think. Real quick, set that to smash. Yes, that's fine. What's it say? Range switches. Yeah. All looks good. Okay, yeah. No, I'm relatively happy with the gear. Now, in terms of what we need for our things, I could go and get some lizard kicker. That's probably not going to be a bad idea. Toss that in there like so. And we'll grab that. And then death. Book of Death. No, it's Book of the Dead for a start. We'll do that. I need some more player and house teleports, reasonably speaking. So let's grab these and these, because I'm going to change my spellbook over, and I'm going to attempt to... I don't know if thralls work here. Let's have a look-see, shall we? A quick look here. Roll. Okay, it's not saying anything about thralls, so... Let's see, magic... Arceus... Can do everything before level 73. Ward of Arceus. Expert Reanimation, Deep Grime, Vile Vigor... Lesser Corruption, Superior Demon Bane... Resurrect Superior Zombie. I think the runes for these are the same, right? Death runes, Earth runes, Cosmic runes. Do like 100. Actually, let's go make our tabs first. Where's my soft play? So when you get into members here, Michael, this will apply to you. I mean, obviously, I've got maxed out lecterns myself, but yeah, these things very, very, very useful. You've got two different types. You've got this is a mahogany eagle lectern, is it? Examine. Yeah, this is my eagle lectern, and over there I have my mahogany demon lectern, and they allow you to create these different spell tablets. Very, very useful. You may well have already heard of them. Most of them, so the demon ones are for about enchantment and alchemy and all that kind of thing. And the eagle is for teleports. I've got 2 studies in my house, 1 for each. But yes, so we're going to create teleport to house. Create all of these. You gain the experience for casting the spell. In order to make the tablets, you do have to have the level. Boosts will work. So like Wizard's Mind Bombs or what have you, if you're a couple of levels shy, they will work. But yes, and it creates these one-click teleports. And as you can see, I've got the different portals around my house that I've already created. So yeah, very, very useful to be able to be able to make these. Pop over here. I should have restored my prayer before we left, but I forgot. So we've made some of those. Right, let me think now. I don't think I'll need quite as many prayer potions as this. 3, to be honest with you, 2 would probably be plenty. Okay, so we've got teleport tablets, and now I need 100 death runes. Thinking like... that was supposed to be 200. 200 earth runes. And, what would it be? 20 cosmics, right? 20 cosmics. Okay, that's enough. Got to have the Book of the Dead in my inventory. I am going to sacrifice 1 ring of recoil. Largely because, you know, invent space, right? So, I think I've got everything set up that I want. Let's have a look. Yep, accuracy of 156. I'm fairly happy with that. Yep, I think we'll get away with this. And my Slayer helmet is, of course, imbued. So it works for all combat types. Michael says, I had RS3 members for a bit, but most of that knowledge is useless in OSRS. Well, I really like that dumb dungeoneering skill in RC minigame. Oh, and that little island where you could micromanage resources. Oh, Anachronia! Well, you'll be pleased to know that in some senses, there is Anachronia in this. Doesn't work anywhere near the same way. To be honest with you, I actually prefer Fossil Island in this to RS3's Anachronia. The only thing we're missing is Big Game Hunter. I'm a big, big fan of Big Game Hunter. Love that minigame. My favourite way to train Hunter, frankly. It's just a shame its requirements are so high. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I'm just going to have a look again on the guide to see what it's missing, if anything. 5+ pieces of food. Really? They reckon brew restore. Start the fight with ranged, yep. So we should range her, could use ranged armor, protect from melee, yep. Standing next to her, this will cause her to occasionally, yep, okay, that makes sense. Just reading over the strat guide here real quick. I think I'm going to be absolutely fine though. Okay. Fairly likely to get killed here today, but that's fine. I'm going to use this. I'm going to teleport over to... Oh, hold on, get some money out first. 30k should cover. I don't think Lizard Kick is that expensive. Teleport. I think the pub's actually in Shazine itself, if I remember rightly. Also played a lot of the Minesweeper minigame. Ah, Vinesweeper, man. Yeah, I remember that. Dude. I played that shit for fun. I really did. Back before Efficiency-scape became the norm. Yeah, so, like, I ended up having boatloads of points to spend on, like, Snapdragon Seeds. Love that shit.
Not worth doing, you know, in terms of like time investment, frankly.
Certainly not anymore. Much faster ways to get seeds now, but no, at the time I enjoyed it and I was good at it, so... Trade Oswald here. Could open the door. Head up to Arceus. And we'll switch our spell books over. Yeah, I mean, it is somewhat of a controversial opinion to hold in the sort of the OSRS community. Certainly on Reddit, less so in general, I think. Nah, I can't be bothered to do this for gems. Don't really need them at the moment. Yeah, it's one of them. One thing that sort of it's important to remember, frankly, about this game is like the bulk of what you see on Reddit is they're Redditors first, RuneScape players second. If that makes sense. So a lot of what they say is more to do with the Reddit culture than it is necessarily the culture of the game. I would say that the bulk of the vast majority of the energy behind getting OSRS off the ground in the first place, the bulk of that sort of mentality, most of it's gone. Most of it's gone. They established sort of like first principles, if you will, for old school RuneScape. But I think a good amount of people that sort of pushed for that, pushed for OSRS in the first place, I think the bulk of those people have gone now. I mean, you only have to look at sort of like the design of certain things. Is this still, you know, visibly OSRS? Yes. Is this the OSRS of the year 2007? No, it really isn't. It really, really isn't. And that's a controversial thing to say in and of itself, right? Like, does it have to be? For me? No, personally, I don't need it to be. You know, I played 2007 Scape in the year 2007. And it's not like it was a bad game then. It's just we've come leaps and bounds since then. I mean, like, people actually give a crap about min-maxing XP rates now. Back then, we used to do so much for fun. You could always get into a game of Castle Wars. You know what I mean? It's like, and nowadays, who plays Castle Wars, man? That's XP waste. So yeah. Teleport to, I think, Osidious. Yeah, like I say, there are a lot of people now that are playing OSRS because they've done everything that they reasonably want to do in RS3, or they've gotten fed up with the constant like max mentality of RS3, which I completely understand. I've maxed 2 characters on there within the past 5 years. I've got Hardcore Iron Man, which I periodically still play on RS3. It's actually this same character in RS3. But yeah, you know, so attitudes towards RS3 aren't anywhere near as negative as they used to be, especially when OSRS was still kind of like struggling to kind of get off the ground. For a long time, RS3 was actually paying for, or profit from RS3 was paying for OSRS. OSRS was running at a bit of a loss. That's no longer the case. OSRS is now well beyond paying for itself and actually turning more money over than RS3, I think, in terms of memberships and all that kind of thing. RS3, don't get me wrong, RS3 has a charm to it. It really does. For me personally, the thing that kind of like drives me away from it is like, well, the amount of people that are playing. If you want to start running a clan, it becomes like a full-time job to run an active clan. So much of the content there is geared towards single player, because the bulk of people play as single players. The microtransaction stuff, it's one of those. I'm not immediately kind of like, oh, you know, screw microtransactions. I thought bonds were a very, very good idea when they came out. Yeah, really, really good idea. And I hold that opinion to this day. I still think they're a very good idea. I think they saved the game pretty well. I don't think this is going to be anywhere near enough food for the damage that I think I'm probably about to take. I'm going to put this ring recoil away. Let's do that. Yeah, the microtransactions kind of they wore down on me. They really did. It became a sort of a case like it was no longer about having levels. It was no longer about having the quest cape. It was no longer about, you know, all of the stuff that had mattered to me before. Stuff that still matters on OSRS. It was now, what's your boss time? You know, what's your kill time, or what's your enrage streak? What's your maximum enrage at Telos? I was like, can I do PVM? Yeah, I can. It just takes a while to learn, and it takes a lot of money to learn. And yeah, my sort of state of mind when it comes to MMOs is, I don't want to get into the World of Warcraft cycle of earning money to buy gear, to go to do the raid, which then, what do you raid for? To get rewards. What do you use those rewards for to raid with? I don't want that. It doesn't interest me. That becomes like it's a core gameplay loop, and, you know, millions of people enjoy it, and I appreciate that I'm the weird one here. But yeah, it's not for me, man. It's just not for me. All right. So quickly, I'm just going to, like I say, go back through the mechanics here. Four phases. This is going to be a little tricky. I think I'm probably going to die, but hey, you know, we'll give it a go. Have a quick look at chat. Michael says, I love the Iron Man experience. Feels like how I played back in the day. My RS3 character is HCIM. Helped with the MTX problem because it just doesn't apply to me. Yeah, true. That's why I ended up going Iron Man. You know, no particular cause to go back to Mainscape. You know, like I say, I've already maxed a couple of characters, so. It doesn't hold the appeal for me anymore. Playing with people, on the other hand, like playing with Eve and Zelthor, that was good. That was good. Oh, and I didn't bring Lizard Kicker with me now. Damn it. Oh well. Okay, so our quick prayers, we're going to set them up to be. I think if we can get past phase 1, I think I'll be happy with that. So this is the arena. Dusk. Dawn. No, dawn, dusk. Okay. So mechanics. Attack styles. During phases 1 to 3, Dusk performs a simple slash-based attack consisting of a swipe with his arm, dealing up to 15 damage if not protected against. Activating Protect from melee reduces this damage by 80%. Dawn performs a simple ranged and melee attack. The ranged attack deals 2 separate hits, both with a max hit of 9 if not protected against. The melee attack consists of a simple kick that deals up to 15 damage if not protected against. During phases 1 and 3, Dusk's intact stone wing protects him from all types of damage. In phases 2 and 4, he can only be harmed with melee attacks. As Dawn is flying above the ground, she can only be harmed with ranged or magic. During phases 1 and 3, Dawn will fire a stone ball around the player's location. The ball has got a 3x3 AoE, 1 tile from the center. If struck by the ball, players will become encased in stone, similar to the Marble Gargoyle's special attack, which essentially acts as a stun for 5 seconds and deals up to 15 damage. We need to avoid that. During phases 2 and 4, standing underneath Dusk may prompt him to trample the player for 30 to 40 damage. Okay, so yeah, so we need to avoid that in phases 2 and 4. During phase 2, Dusk will begin charging an attack indicated by him covering his face and starting to glow. Standing next to Dusk during this will cause this player to be knocked back and damage in the high 20s. So we need to avoid Dusk in phase 2. The knockback animation essentially stuns the player for a few seconds and can lead to getting comboed with the Rockfall mechanic. Rockfall. During phase 2, Dawn will cause rocks to fall down upon various spots in the arena, indicated by shadows on the floor. Okay. So we need to basically, avoid standing under Dusk during phases 2 and 4. Okay. No big deal. During the transition to phase 3, Dawn and Dusk will stand on the west and east sides of the rooftop and discharge electrical bolts onto the ground, indicated with blue circles for Dawn and orange for Dusk. They've got 3x3 AoEs, one tile from the center, dealing anywhere from 5 to 10 damage per tick, regardless if the player is directly on or adjacent to one. There's 1 second warning frame indicated with the vortex of the respective color before the player starts taking damage. One of these vortices will always target the player's position when the mechanic initiates. The vortices spawn anywhere on the rooftop. They do not stack on each other, and up to 3 circles may be in close proximity to one another. Okay, so avoid them. All right. Ready to watch me get creamed, guys? We are potted up. As the ball attack. And there you have it, boys and girls. Got a pair of adamant boots, some granite dust, and a bunch of cash. Whew! That wasn't so bad. I think I could quite reliably do that. Oh man. Don't look at the eclipse, prison break, granite footwork, and static awareness. So I have no idea what half of those combat achievements are, so let's go ahead and look at the boss list. Where is it? Dawn and Dusk. Grotesque Guardians. Here we go. Excuse me. Don't look at the eclipse. Kill the Grotesque Guardians without taking damage from Dusk's blinding attack. Kill the Grotesque Guardians without taking damage from Dusk's prison attack. Kill the Grotesque Guardians without taking damage from Dawn's rockfall attack. And finally, kill the Grotesque Guardians without being hit by any lightning attacks. Told you guys I was good at PvM. I'm going to be real, boys and girls. I'm going to be really honest with you. I just looked for the glowy stuff and decided not to stand in it. That's what that was all about. Yeah. That's what that was. So this granite dust, I can apply this to cannonballs to make them hit harder. Adamant boots are, you know, they're strength boosting boots. They're not as good as my mixed hide ones in terms of strength bonus, but they are slightly more defensive. So yeah, that's kind of fun, right? And yeah, we got 18, nearly 19k cash. That was really not bad. Michael says, from a total novice, that looked super clean and fun. I'm looking forward to that kind of stuff. Good kill. Yeah, honestly, man. I mean, my stats are not the best. You know, I'm over the requirements. Obviously, you know, I've got 75 Slayer, and my melee stats are fairly high. Things I could have improved on there. Obviously, use boosts to make kills quicker. I mean, that kill took. Did it say 6 minutes 33? Which I think that's fairly slow. I think it's possible to kill. Let's see. Grotesque Guardians kill speed. Probably about 2.5 minutes, right? For somebody that really knows what they're doing. This person on Reddit's fastest kill time is 2 minutes 18. Anyone have anything faster than that? I'm only combat level 108, just sticking you out there doing like 130 and what gear that you can use. Someone says, I doubt anyone can do it in 130. There's a lot of downtime in the fight, so there's no real way to speed up the kills that much. Apparently you can do it with Scythe and D-darts, but you do lose money that way. Okay. My fastest was 1 minute 57. Okay, so I'm about 3 times slower than people who know what they're doing. I'll take it. I'll take it. That was, honestly, that was kind of chill. I won't lie. That was kind of relaxed. It really was. Yeah, loot is, you know, obviously, you know, we want something like the Dark Tourmaline core, I think it's called, that you get from Grotesque Guardians. Let's have a look. So yeah, their drops are Rune Pickaxe, Rune Full Helm, Rune Plate Legs, Rune Two-Handed Sword, Rune Battle Axe, Dragon Longsword, Adamant Boots, a Dragon Med Helm. Oh, we could have got a Dragon Longsword or a Dragon Med Helm at that drop rate. Ah, well. Granite Maul, 1 in 250. Granite Gloves and Granite Ring at 1 in 500 each. The Granite Hammer, 1 in 750. 2 chances at that. Black Tourmaline Core is the, upgrades Vandos Boots to create Guardian Boots. Yeah, so that's their quite rare drop. It's 2 chances at 1 in 1,000 drop rate. So yeah, we got 1 dust less than the maximum amount of granite dust that you can get. They drop mushroom potatoes, which I already make. Saradomin brews, those would be fantastic to have. Magic potions, 2 doses, 1 of each. Not great. Ranging potions, those would be pretty nice to have. Super combat potions, again, pretty nice to have. 1 to 2 prayer potions, 4 dosa, that would be awesome. They drop lots and lots of gold ore, adamant bars, coal, gold bars, mithril ore, runite ore, and runite bars. Same as regular gargoyles, basically, in that regard. 10,000 to 20,000 gold. They've also got a chance of giving 25,000 gold. 100 to 150 chaos runes, crystal keys, death runes, dragon dart tips, diamond bolts, dragonstone bolt tips, onyx bolt tips, those would be great, and dragon arrow tips. They can also drop the pet called Noon, which looks like, I think it can be configured to look like either of them. Yes, it can, yeah. Noon and Midnight. They'll drop Elite Clue Scrolls, Brimstone Keys, 1 in 44 chance, and a Jar of Stone. So yeah, I will be doing more of these. This instance will automatically close. Yeah, we will escape. Real quick. Go downstairs. Michael says, don't stand in the glowy stuff is classic lore. I've got dozens of Nax clears in World of Warcraft, and I can say that sums up 90% of all MMO fights. Yeah, don't stand in stupid. Yeah, DSIS. Yeah, that, honestly, I took a few hits that I probably could have avoided. Having shift click, able to ignore, enemies as I hover over them. That was a big part of being able to stand under dusk so that he couldn't hit me. You saw how he was kind of like moving around, trying to get into a position where he could hit me while I was killing Dawn. That's a trick I've used on all sorts of things, including stuff like the Calphite Queen relatively recently, right? Really good. Yeah. The mechanics are nicely telegraphed. I'll say that much. They were quite nicely telegraphed. I think I could get good at this boss. I do. I really do. That being said, though, we are... what's that? 3 hours and change? 3 hours and 24 minutes. Yes, indeed. So we've gone a little bit longer than I actually hoped to there. That's not a problem, though. Let me look. It looks like leggys is live. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me for my first Grotesque Guardians kill on this character. I think it went really quite well. I will get faster. If you're listening in the future and you didn't get a chance to take part in chat, this is the final reminder, as we are going to close things out here real soon. Yeah, go ahead and leave me a comment down below if you've got something you got to say, or a question, a query, concern about this game or any of the games that I do play. I get notifications when those come through, and if you need an answer, I will endeavour to get back to you at the next most convenient juncture. I will be streaming again tomorrow night, earlier, back at the regular time. It'll be, I'm going to say 10:30 my time, which is 1:30 Pacific time. In the afternoon, of course, this is, and 3 p.m. Central Time, again, afternoon. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. That, of course, will be the Thursday show. I think I'm probably going to go around and I'll do a bit of skilling, do a little more bossing, and we'll tackle the, I think there's a Halloween quest. Is it a quest? I believe it is. So yeah, so we'll tackle that. Well, the event, basically. Yeah, so we'll go and do that. We'll have a look and see what that is. And I might just leave this gargoyles task unfinished, you know. I might come back here and do some more of this. What do you guys reckon? Looking forward to that? You reckon, would you like to see me, try and get good at a boss? Maybe we'll do that then, right? Finish off this Slayer task. I got 33 kills, 33 gargoyles left to do. So, I mean, if we do some quick math here, if we assume an average kill time of 5 minutes, that's 165 minutes, which is 2 3/4 hours. So we've got potentially 2 3/4 hours of me doing Grotesque Guardians. I'm not going to make you guys sit through all of that if you don't want to, but yeah, I am looking forward to doing some more of that. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button, gets out in the algorithm, and lets me know that you've enjoyed yourself here today. That would be great. If you haven't already, and you want to stick around, you want to know when I'm going live, maybe you want to get a notification of when I'm going live, click that subscribe button. Notifications are optional. You can find a link to the playlist of all of the stuff I've done on this character so far. It wasn't from the very, very beginning, but this is more of sort of a casual streaming thing that's kind of become a series without me even really trying. Yeah, so playlist down in the description. You can find playlists of all of the stuff that I do over on my channel page. If you are looking for a link to leggys' channel, you can also find that on my channel page. As I mentioned earlier on, he is currently doing Victory Road and the Elite Four, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Randomizer Nuzlocke Episode 8. Go show him some love. That all being said, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very, very, very much for coming and joining me this evening. There's been a whole bunch of you show up. Yeah, it's been great to have you all with me. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. And yeah. I guess I'll catch you in the next one then. We'll be getting gooder. Good night.